Welcome to the podcast, Least Likely to Succeed. I am Chris Chuck, and today we have another special guest, Frank J. Brown. Last name? Brown, yeah?
Last time I checked, I'm actually the fourth.
Okay. Oh, so, the fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. Frank J. Brown the fourth is a...
also known by most as just J.
Or... Can we use the other name?
Sure.
Gay J.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
No secret there.
Okay, good. Well, today we're having Gay J on.
Hi.
Jay is...
Hi.
Hi. Jay puts on the local Cars and Coffee down in Virginia Beach. He is also a... whatever manager you are.
I am a used car sales manager at a local Honda dealership.
I thought you did new cars.
I do everything.
Okay.
But I do everything with all the used cars.
Ah.
So I'm a glorified dirty old used car salesman. But hey, if anybody needs a vehicle, new Honda, used car, come on down. First Team Honda on Western Branch Boulevard in Chesapeake. Come see me.
You got the commercial down.
Absolutely.
Too well.
Hey, it's what I do.
All too well.
Hey, I'm a car guy. I sell cars. I work on cars. I do car shows.
Yeah.
Everything I do is cars and, well, cats.
Cars and cats, and she's
and watches and Legos, as you.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the watch collections. And cigar smoker, and you like whiskey or bourbon?
Yes, and scotch. Now, I'm not going to put myself in the same car or watch category as somebody like Krill.
Yeah.
But I dabble.
We're not
I
all
dabble.
balling like Krill.
Well, I do the best I can with what I got to work with.
Small time balling.
Yeah.
Okay. Reasonable.
Yeah. I won't say quite balling on a budget, but I'm definitely not Mr. Yush.
Okay. All right. So, we got to start this off right. We can't start off talking about fucking cigars and all this classy shit. What about that classy ass? What are we? Are we bidating? I mean, you gave me the dude wipes.
Yeah.
So, got here. Jay gave me some dude wipes. We're gonna see what the dude wipes are all about. But it's not the bidet action.
No, it's not. I mean, this place was built a long time ago, and I've remodeled some things. Unfortunately, the bathroom is not one of them yet.
You don't need a remodel to add a bidet.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about what that add-on is all about.
It is.
I'm definitely not against it. I mean, I'm gay. The ass is kind of important.
Yeah, and it's very important. So when you're wiping and you're smearing shit across your ass, instead of smearing it, why not pressure wash it?
Yeah. I mean, is it like a 0-tip 125 psi?
Hell no. We're not. I mean, if I'll go ahead and put this out there. If you aim correctly and you relax a little bit, you could creep a little water up in there. Just creep it a little bit. It's a little weird, whatever. But
so what you're saying is you got a little bit of an enema action going on, maybe.
I mean, but we're talking about like it just gets a little up in there, and then you know what I'm saying, like it comes right out. It's not nothing that like, bro, you feel it in your stomach. No, not like that. And I'm not trying to scare people away from it just by talking about how you can get water inside your fucking asshole. No, I'm talking about cleaning the outskirts.
And that's not static. That's me lighting up.
Yeah, it's lighting the big J. Don't burn don't burn shit. Yeah, you can smell it too. Smell it? Yeah, you burned it.
No, I didn't.
Where'd it go?
I did not.
Oh, it sounds like
it's this.
Oh,
trust me, it doesn't have a mark on it.
Smells like burning plastic.
I'll buy a new one.
Is that what that ball of life is like? Fuck it, I'll buy a new one. Fuck it, you'll buy a new bidet.
Hey, wait, I live in a small condo to support my other extracurricular activities, so I'm not house poor. So I can do what I want and buy what I want and go where I want and drive what I want. And
yeah, I mean, you live in a nice community here. It's kind of like hidden from the street.
Quiet.
You had to stand outside with your phone, and I excuse me. I caught a glimpse of you and saw that. Okay, that's why I need to turn in. Okay, so it's missing the gate, but
I graduated down from the gated community when I bought this place and moved out to my parents' house. They still live in a gated community. They're bougie like that.
Are they on this side of town?
Yes, they live about 10 minutes from here.
Oh, okay.
So it's still close.
Still bougie.
I'm very close with my parents.
I mean, but you live in Williamsburg. Not Yorktown, Williamsburg.
I live on the non-bougie side of Williamsburg. I live on the wrong side of the tracks.
Non-bougie side, he calls it. I don't think Williamsburg...
The only grocery store I got's a Shitty Kitty and a Wawa. I mean, there ain't no Whole Foods and World Market over here.
No, because they don't want that shit over here. They don't want the traffic. They want our quaint, nice little neighborhoods, quaint apartments. I mean, there's a lot of apartments around here, but there's still not a lot of shopping center type bullshit. It's not... No, it's just people who want their nice, quaint neighborhoods.
It's quiet.
It is quiet.
Nothing fancy. The average age of my neighbors is probably 83.
Yeah.
I'm one of the younger people that live in this complex.
So, watch your tone. Don't be loud. Don't come in here basing music.
They can't hear me anyway. They're deaf.
Oh.
At least the one across the way is.
Huh. Well, that's good. I guess.
She's nice. We don't bother each other. All life is good.
Well, I don't think she can bother you much.
A lot of these are also like second homes for people that don't live here all the time. Or a lot of them are empty most of the time, and they come in on a weekend like once a month. I guess kind of like having a place at OBX or somewhere like that. Just not with the beach.
You need to get on Charles Barker's level. He has probably the same adequate, condo in Virginia Beach near the oceanfront. Mm-hmm. That's just his when he comes in a townhome, not a place that he lives in. Don't ask me where he lives, but he doesn't live there.
No,
I've been there, and when he comes into town, there's some person's going to get the luxury of taking whatever brand new car off the lot with a dealer tag, and you go pick up Mr. Barker himself. And you bring him back to the dealership, you get out of the car and leave him with it, and he does whatever he does.
Well, he can do whatever the hell he damn well pleases.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Are we going to get on that level? Are we doing that? Are we going to own the dealership one day? Are you going to be Van Danister? Because I don't call that nigga by his real name because fuck him.
I don't really want to talk in detail about another dealer.
No. I'm just saying, are you going to be on that level of getting
certain levels? I could. He don't threaten me.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but are you going to get on his level of being the Van Danister or
the
Charles
level
Barker?
that he's on? He owns just enough of it to have his name on the building. He is not the majority owner.
Oh, so Capo still owns it.
He's making payments. He's mortgaging his name.
Oh shit, that nigga making payments. You don't own nothing, nigga.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, rent and roll, fucking buy a dealership ass nigga. Fuck him.
So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm like one step down from that now. We'll see what happens. You never know what tomorrow will bring.
Yeah.
If there's an opportunity, not against it, not afraid of it.
Yeah. But it'll be a definitely different way of life. I think you'll probably put in just as many hours you're putting in now, but in different areas.
I would never be in the position that I'm in now without, like we talked about a little while ago before we started this, knowing all the right people. I sold cars, just a salesperson, 10, 15 years ago, and got out of it when the economy went to shit back in like 07, 08.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that. It fucking sucked.
Yeah.
I was working 70 hours a week and freaking borrowing money from my parents just to pay my mortgage. It's terrible. So I got out of the car business completely. And you're talking about least likely to succeed. I did not succeed at that point. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm out. I got to find something else to do that has a regular ass paycheck.
Right.
So, again, it's all in who you know. Parents' next door neighbor was an executive with Geico.
Oh.
And he's like, hey, you're a car guy. You know all about cars. You should come work for Geico. I'm like, Geico? I don't know anything about insurance. Doing what, may I ask? Oh, well, you'd be a great damage adjuster. Oh, okay, what is that? And he told me all about it. Told me all the right people to call and email and send my resume to, and put in a word for me, and I got that job.
Nice.
And I worked for that company for over a decade. Maybe
shit.
Almost 11 years.
Yeah, because it's well. I mean, you've been a GM for what?
I'm not a
Maybe
GM. I'm just a sales manager.
Oh,
My
excuse me.
well, and I'll get to that in a second. The difference. I worked my way up with Geico as high as I could because I'm not college educated. I do not hold a degree of any kind, shape, or form.
Which you probably wouldn't even need to fucking do the next thing up, but
no,
whatever.
No. Oh, I don't believe. I think a bachelor's degree in freaking underwater basket weaving or sociology or whatever you want to get it on. That's the fleecing of America.
Yeah.
There's no damn reason for it.
I believe it. I think there are some concepts that they might
There are.
teach.
I mean,
that,
I think everybody can benefit from basic economics, and, basic business administration class, things like that. Sure, but what the hell do I need to know about biochemistry to sell cars? Not a damn thing. Nope. Oh, English 701. The study of the American classic masters of the 1880s. Who gives a shit about Walt Whitman when you're selling cars? I mean, yeah, he's a talented writer, good storyteller, but is your expertise in Walt Whitman going to ensure your paycheck? No, probably not.
but I think it's a part of the expansion of the mind.
I do not disagree with that either.
I believe that's a good concept, but do I need to know? Do I need 4 more years of English, a subject that is so complicated that people have doctorate degrees in it? No. Nah, dude. As long as you can write a sentence and you can write one of them long fuck ass emails that people send out that fucking mean nothing when you could have just shortened that up in one sentence. Say, hey, I need you to do this instead of this long paragraph of explanation and dissertation and unneeded detail.
You're wasting your time, wasting my time. Get to the point.
Right. Dear Congressman or dear judicial system, stop sending them fucking letters to my house saying due to the unforeseen fucking blah 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 this and that with all this fucking jargon old ass English in it. Can y'all stop that bullshit?
Yeah.
I think it needs to be a little just simple. Just simplify the shit.
I got a good vocabulary. I say fuck a lot, but I think that's a sign of a creative and unrestrained mind because I don't give a shit.
Right.
But whatever. But getting back to the whole degree thing, nothing I've ever done would have benefited from me having a degree. At least not that I can see.
It'll make you a couple $1,000s a year extra, maybe.
Probably.
If you're lucky.
But I got to the point with Geico that I couldn't go any further without one.
Right.
And at my age, and as much as I travel, because I'm sure what I did with Geico is I traveled all over the country.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to go back to school while I was on the road.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel like I had it in me.
Yeah, no,
so
I understand.
I kept doing what I was doing. I did that gig for that gig within Geico for about 5-6 years, and I was burnt out on travel. I mean, I love traveling.
Yeah.
I want to go and see everything, everywhere, everybody. I love traveling. But when you do it for a job and you're doing it every other week, sometimes 2-3 weeks at a time, and you do that for 5 or 6 years, you want a break.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And I couldn't even really make a lateral move to get out of the travel gig with Geico because they had changed the rules while I was in my current position.
That's lovely.
Yeah, so I couldn't have even gotten the position I had today without a degree. But 7 years ago, it wasn't a requirement. So I was stuck.
Yeah.
I could either keep doing what I could do, or I could take 3 steps down and go back to being an adjuster and take 30% pay cut. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Fuck it.
Like my money. My money.
I hear that.
So I was exploring other options. Wasn't sure what I was going to do. Just knew I was kind of tired of traveling, a little bit burnt out. So one of my closest friends, who I've known for a long time, met him in the car business. He is, what you mentioned earlier, a general manager of the dealership that I work at. And he called me one day. I just landed, I just landed in Los Angeles. And, of course, with the time difference, he didn't know where I was. So I got in there the night before. He calls me, and it's like, I don't know, 4:45 in the morning in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey. I'm like, oh, you know I'm in California, right? No, I didn't. I was like, it's 4:45 in the morning. What do you want? He's like, well, I know you haven't been happy, and you're looking for something else to do, so I want you to come be my used car manager. And I'm like, it's 4:45 in the morning. Did I just hear what he said?
Right.
It's like, what? It's like, are you drunk? And it's like, I said I was never going back to the car business. He's like, I know, but you're not going to be selling. You'll be managing the people that are selling it, the inventory, and doing appraisals and this, that, and the other, and that's all stuff you do now, and I know you're good at it, and I want you to come be my used car sales manager. It's like, I have not been in the car business in like 11 years. Said when I left I was never going back.
Yeah. I mean, technically you're already in the car business.
Well, the retail side of it.
Yeah.
Never say never, long story short.
Basically.
So, a month later, here I am bebopping on into the Honda dealership as the used car manager. You talking about least likely to succeed? That was still is.
Yeah.
A huge learning curve. No, I'm better. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to fire me anytime soon, I hope. But it was definitely the biggest challenge I've ever undertaken, and I did not see it coming at all.
Yeah. And even though most people think about being,
I was way more impressed with myself than I should have been.
You should be. I mean, because if you have an honest opinion about yourself, I mean, you kind of have to analyze things every now and again and realize where you've been, where you're at now, and where you're probably going to end up going. So, with that entailed, like, okay, you went from selling cars to a shit economy, to working for Geico, to being an adjuster, traveling around being an adjuster. Okay, you made a step up. Now it's like you have this opportunity to go back to the car dealership, and you're like, I don't know if that'll be a good idea, but you do it anyway because
I didn't
it's
like
a good
where
opportunity.
I was, and it was a good opportunity. You know, the potential economic windfall was huge.
Yeah, and you know, now that was a learning lesson for everyone.
Still is.
And
ongoing currently.
Yeah. So given that factor, it's like, okay, now you're in a different position. So sales, I'm not gonna say sales don't affect you as much, but you have control over the sales. You have okay. So we're not doing too great. What do we need to do to get this better? We need to do one more advertising. To hey, let's get some specials going out there so we can get some customers in the door, or you know, we can work some things out.
That's all true.
And ultimately get our people on board and make some shit happen.
Yeah, and motivating the salespeople, surprisingly, is one of the most difficult things to do. You know, they're there to make money.
Yeah.
But that seems to be the thing that motivates them the least in a lot of cases, which wasn't the case when I was selling cars. I was all about them dollar bills.
Right. I mean, because you're going to work these hours regardless.
Yeah.
But if you can spend your time selling cars, talking to customers, and making yourself money, why?
I'm not going to call out any names or even name numbers or anything else because it varies. I got 10, 11 salespeople working for us right now, and probably 4 or 5 of them, to get them to pick up the phone and prospect and follow up with their customers, it's like pulling teeth.
You know what?
And that's
those people probably aren't hustlers.
No,
you know who makes the guy who probably makes money? He's probably your hustler. You always see him walking around. You always see him talking to somebody. You always see him on the phone. He's always doing something because, for one, he doesn't want to sit still because that's time where you're just wasting.
Right.
2, he's the guy. If even if he is sitting still, I guarantee you he's either on social media, he's on his phone calling somebody, he's on Facebook, he's on Instagram, he's doing something that could potentially make him money, even if it's through the dealership or whatever his side gig is or whatever.
Right. But long story short, my boss, well, he's actually my boss's boss technically, but we're close friends. We still are. If I wasn't here with you right now, I'd be out with them at the Grand Illumination, Williamsburg Grand Illumination tonight.
This bougie event.
Yes. It is the bougiest of the Williamsburg seasonal events. And I go most years if the weather's decent. So this year would have been a good time to go. But you know what? I decided to spend it with you.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jay.
But he's very demanding, which he should be, because he runs the show.
Right.
Service, sales, parts, everything. It's all him. So if the phone calls don't get made by the salespeople, guess who
he looks at? Because you're conveniently there.
And I hate talking on the phone.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I will tell you this: when you're forced into it,
yes,
and most of your
when you
interactions,
know you have to do it.
Well, no. But when you have good interactions on the phone,
it's
and
great.
You're making people happy, it's great.
Yes.
You don't mind being on the phone, but then of course
when they say, "Why are you
resets.
calling me?" Blah blah blah. Y'all are harassing me, like, or they just hang up on you. Then it's just like, oh god, there's another one.
But here's the thing: it's not your problem.
No, they can't take away my birthday,
No.
and they're not going to reach through the phone and give me the finger. So,
Right.
Whatever.
I mean, even then, it's just like, hey, look, I'm just here just to make the courtesy call. I'm trying to see where you're at. Like, you came to us first.
Exactly, and that's
So-
what a lot of people don't get. They're like, "Why are you calling me?" Because you emailed us and went to our website and asked about vehicles. So I'm kind of trying to, help you out with your inquiry.
I think they want to email back.
Well, they get that too.
Well,
and when I see they've read the email, then I call them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you sent a send receipt.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Or
so
excuse me, a red receipt.
Yeah, that's when I was like, "Oh, they just read that. What am I gonna call them?"
Fair enough. But I think people just kind of we're in that text messaging age, especially. With
I can do that too.
But with younger
Right from
people,
my computer. I don't
yeah,
know.
they want the text message. They don't want the phone call.
Oh, I'm gonna send them all of it.
That's kind of weird. Maybe it's a little much.
I just want to make sure.
I think keeping in touch is a way to do things,
Hey,
but you
it's
don't
sales.
have to. Yeah, but I mean, there's certain people that you can't pressure. Me, you can't pressure me.
And
When the answer's no, nah, you good?
well, that's one thing I am very good at is figuring out real quick exactly who and what I'm dealing with.
Most people you can't convince though.
You can.
But with me personally, speaking on my side, because I don't buy newer cars anyway. But if it were coming to someone convincing you, I've already got it made up in my mind. I've done the research that you're telling me all this. Like you can't tell me anything.
Right.
I'm not going to go out
And
ignorantly and buy something because
You're the 10%.
yeah, I wouldn't even say 10%. I'd give it less than that.
There are a lot of very educated buyers out there.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, educated as in you kind of know what you want. So you dwindle down from 20 cars to 5 cars.
Or they got it down to 2 or 3 cars and 3 colors.
Oh, okay. All right.
You get that a lot with Honda, Toyota, Subaru buyers. Those are the most
Subaru people.
3 commonly cross-shopped brands, and I have all of it right next to each other.
Speaking of which, what would be the worst brand I would want to fucking sell for? Subaru. Not because of Subaru the company, because of the people. How many times have, and I mean, I know you don't work in Subaru, but you got to imagine who their customers are, and a lot of people who come in for Subaru, they're going to come in and try and lowball you. It's like, dude, you can't lowball me on a brand new car. That's not how this works.
Well, they'll try.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And it's kind of, it gets to the point where it's annoying because you can't lowball me on a new car. It's not going to fucking happen. Do you have cash money? Okay, well, now we really can't talk.
Yeah.
So-
if you say, I'm going to give you, I want $5,000 off, I'm paying cash. I'm like, well, that just made it a lot less likely for me to take that deal. I make money when you finance it.
Oh, I know. I know a little bit of the in and outs. Thanks to my friend Matt Green, who's told me a lot of things.
Yeah, if you say, I got cash money, well, good for you. That just means I make even less, so that doesn't really motivate me at all.
But even when you're trying to push inventory, does that not work?
I don't care how you pay for the car. The deal's the deal.
Okay.
It don't matter.
But I feel Subaru is one of those companies that in the market
I'm just
they have
saying
their niche community.
They
So
do.
it's
They do.
not like we're not going to
very
lose
loyal
prices.
buyers.
Right.
Very.
And at the same time, they have. You go to northeast. That's what they sell.
Oh,
so
yeah.
are you going to catch a deal there? Probably not.
No.
Because if you're not going to buy it, hey, I got 10 people over here that will.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to buy or not?
Yeah. It's like, here's a shameless plug for my Subaru guys next door, but I forget what it's called, the BRZ special edition, like track ready car that they made, I don't know, 300, 500 of them. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not a big Subaru guy.
Huh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
it's
I
got the big wing on the back and the adjustable suspension. And, I don't know, they only made a handful of them.
So
not many.
It's a Celica action kit.
No, it's more than that. I mean, it's got bigger brakes and adjustable suspension. And
Does it have a turbo? No. It's not track ready. Slow ass thing.
Anyway, but that being said, we still got one, and it ain't sold, and it's marked down to below sticker price. If anybody wants it,
Just if anybody wants.
yeah, just call him First Team Subaru and ask for Sang. He'll hook you up.
Huh.
He's a sales manager.
All right.
He can make it happen.
Hit up Mr. Sang for your brand new BRZ. Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Slow out the box, but stops real fast.
Well, I got a 19 Type R in a new color. It'll be here in a month or two, and I don't have a buyer for that either.
Not a
So
fan
come
of
see
Type
me
Rs.
for that one.
I'm not a fan of a lot of these new cars, to be honest.
You see what I'm driving?
I mean, I know. So I kind of like. How do you feel about like a lot of the new cars? And I will also put in the factor of like, okay, you in 1990 or 1980, whatever year your car was made, parts were probably expensive because it's a fucking Mercedes for one. Two, but they weren't like ridiculous.
No.
They weren't a headlight for a fucking brand new RL.
Well, I
That's
guarantee
$1,000 fucking dollars.
you, either one of those Benzes parked downstairs right now cost me less to operate from a maintenance and repair standpoint than a Civic built in the last 10 years. I promise you.
And I wouldn't doubt that one bit.
Parts, common maintenance parts, dirt cheap.
Right. And even uncommon maintenance parts.
Yeah.
If you needed a headlight for your car, it's not $1,000.
No.
You can probably get a European set that is rare that they only made 250 of them, and you probably pay $1,000 for it for the pair.
Maybe.
Well, I'm just throwing that out.
Well,
there.
I'll give you an example. Like I broke a window switch in my coupe yesterday. Window wouldn't go up. Switch was crunchy. Okay.
Well, Swiss
All four switches are exactly the same. So I pull the console out, switch switches.
Yeah.
Roll the window up. Not a problem. Get on my phone. Order a part. OEM from Mercedes-Benz. How much do you think that switch was?
$100? 20?
Nope.
10.
$11.85.
Fair enough.
$11.85.
But probably back in, what year is it?
It's a 92. But
93. It probably was a little more than that.
No, they use that same switch all the way up into the 2000s because it's still got the same switches that my O2 SL's got. Same switches.
That's hilarious.
Don't fix what ain't broke.
True. Very true. But people try to. They want to switch to the newest model, the greatest of things. We don't get the model series like we used to back when Integras. You figure they made the same Integra from 1994 to 2001.
Yeah.
They made the same Jetta from 1993 to 1999.
Mm-hmm.
They made the same Jetta from 1985 to 1992.
Yeah.
Now, shit, you'd be lucky if a fucking
My
model
SL
series lasts
came out in
5 years.
1989, and they built it till 2002.
Yeah.
13 or 14 model years with that body style.
And I don't think they realized that they made something great, and then they change it, and it's just like, okay, now you made something that's like not that great. It's okay, but
And that's kind of what happened with its successor. It sold well, but it was not as well built, was well engineered, as reliable.
they get cheaper.
Well, yeah, because that car came out when Chrysler was involved.
Yeah, we all know they
My
make
car was a real Mercedes.
we all know they make quality products, transmissions. Yeah, they make great transmissions. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, let's not forget about that Volkswagen Rutan, or AKA Dodge Caravan. Garbage.
A Caravan without stow and go. So yeah, that makes it better.
Of course, you know all the nitty gritty details about it.
No, that's what I do.
Yeah, and they still make the fucking junk, and their vehicles look like fucking ass. Look at the fucking Pacifica. This is the most garbage thing they ever fucking made.
It's a nice van though.
I don't give a fuck. Well, no. I'm not talking about the van. I'm talking about the SUV that they
that
first
thing?
made.
Oh yeah,
That's a piece of fucking shit.
I already forgot that existed.
And wait, let's make a poll to see what we should name our new van, and then name it after a piece of shit. Are you retarded? Come on.
I don't know why companies do that. Why do you recycle names of vehicles that were not very good? Well, Honda just did the same thing.
With what?
The Passport.
Oh, well, the Passport wasn't, to me.
It was an Isuzu. It was an Isuzu
/ Honda. Isuzu / Honda / what was it? Something else.
It was a Rodeo and a Trooper and.
No, the Trooper was different because the Acura had the R. The fuck was it? ASR?
SRX.
Yeah,
SLX?
SRX or SLX,
Something
one of the
like
two.
that. I think they sold 3 of them. And one was black and 2 of them were that like candy apple red color.
Like the burgundy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think those are pretty sweet though. They're pieces of shit, but I think they're pretty sweet.
But why would you bring back the Passport name?
Because people want to have that nostalgia of something that they owned before.
Who in the hell is nostalgic about an Isuzu Rodeo?
I mean, I know a guy that has a Passport on a 4Runner frame that's like lifted high as fuck. It's pretty cool, but it's not really a Passport.
Not anymore. But anyway, if anybody would like the all-new 2019 Honda Passport, we're taking orders now. It will be arriving in dealers in February.
Are people pre-order? I mean, so is it the boxy fucking like top heavy?
Nope.
No?
No, it is on the same platform as a Pilot and Ridgeline. It is shorter. It is only a 5-passenger instead of a 7-passenger. And basically, the front end looks like a Ridgeline pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
The back looks like a combination of a Range Rover Sport and an Explorer, but not necessarily in a bad way. And the side looks vaguely reminiscent of a Forester Subaru. I mean, it works. I mean, it's not earth-shattering, but, it's a Honda. Everything's evolutionary. It works. It's practical. It's a nice vehicle. It does everything it's supposed to do. It's not a Lamborghini. It's not a Ferrari. It's not going to turn heads, but it meets the needs of a certain segment of the population that's looking for a larger, rugged 5-passenger SUV that doesn't want,
Here's my problem though. When everyone says about the new car, the new hotness, whatever is new, the new Honda, the new BRZ, whatever. My first question is,
I don't think a everyday common man's brand can ever be said to have the new hotness. They're not really the trendsetters. They're the followers that water it down so that Karen, Jessica, and Biff could haul their kids around in.
Fucking Biff. I hate horse manure. Yeah, cars. Anyway, well, my question is how long is it going to take for this thing to fall apart?
It's a Honda.
Well, no. I'm not talking in that aspect. I'm talking about in new car quality. Because you don't get what the quality was in 2002, 2003. Man, you know what? I praise the fuck out of Saab because they made a quality-ass motherfucking vehicle in 2003.
Saab always made a quality product.
People think it's a piece of shit,
it's
though.
Not.
It's like, you're a fucking idiot.
The only ones that are a piece of shit are the ones that are owned by pieces of shit that don't maintain it. If you give the car, it's just like a Mercedes. If you give the car what it wants, when it wants it, it's going to take care of you. It's a good car. They were over-engineered.
Volkswagens.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Same boat. It's like, okay, they require maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes a little more expensive than putting a timing belt on your Honda Civic because you got to pull the whole fucking motor to fucking get to the timing chains on the VR6. But guess what? When you do the shit when you're supposed to, you maintain it like you're supposed to, dude, you will not have any problems out of that fucking motor. You cannot fucking kill a VR6 naturally aspirated without fucking with it if you do the maintenance. You will not fucking kill that fucking motor.
I got a 27-year-old Mercedes downstairs in the garage right now. Corey Henderson and I are getting ready to hop in that thing and drive it to Tampa for a weekend.
How long of a drive is that?
It's 849 miles by my calculations.
Like there and back, or
No,
just there?
one way.
Oh, damn.
So by the time I drive around when I'm down there, you probably may as well say it's 1,800 miles.
Yeah. Well, we'll just say 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna get off the interstate and do something.
Yeah,
anyway.
this car is older than a lot of the people that we know and talk to every day.
Yeah.
It's old. But do I trust it? Yes.
Damn right. I would.
Am I doing stuff to it in preparation? Yeah. I'm not. I mean, if I think it needs it or it's been a while since it's been done, guess what? It's getting done.
And
that's how you take care of a car. Do it before you got to do it, and then it's not a problem.
But here's the other problem with that too. When you don't know shit about cars and you want to, before shit breaks, let's fix shit. You have to have an honest mechanic who's going to be like, hey, you need this and this and this now. Mm-hmm. Later on, you might need this and this. Mm-hmm. You need an honest, good mechanic for that.
Yes.
Good luck finding one.
Well, I mean, I see your point, but there's also, and granted, if you bought the car used, you might not have it, but every car comes with a maintenance guide and what you should be looking to do at each mileage and time.
Yeah, but when you're talking a car that's got 120,000 miles on it, that maintenance guide's out the fucking window.
No, it's not. The one in my Mercedes is registered 300,000.
Yeah, but when you're talking about, okay, tie rods, ball joints, mm-hmm. And you're talking about Mercedes, you're talking about multiple control arms, you're talking bushings, belts. Yep. There's no maintenance. There's no maintenance scheduled maintenance for belts.
True.
You check them, you tighten them as needed, or replace them as needed. Mm-hmm. Timing belts, okay, every 60K, every 90K, whatever. Timing chains, change the fucking oil. Don't skip oil changes. Put decent oil in it. Mobile One's garbage. Fucking,
I mean, my only point, obviously, you and I know cars, and most of the people that we hang around with at least have some concept of it.
Right.
If you take care of a car, it's going to take care of you. I don't care.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Unless you have a Nissan Altima.
Oh, God. CVT bullshit.
Dude, not even that. I'm just talking about, I remember, let's go back to 2003. Holy shit. 2003. The 2002 Altima was the new shit, whatever. Mm-hmm. Guy comes in, under the insurance company, put a motor in. Car had like 120. It was a high mileage car. Mm-hmm. The car was in great shape. Mm-hmm. It was maintained, but burned oil like a motherfucker. Like more than 4 quarts before the oil change was needed. That type of burning oil. So they paid a guy, was it like 20 hours to put that motor in? Well, needless to say, about a year later, they came out with the fucking recall with the cats, where the cat was breaking up and getting sucked back into the motor, causing it to burn oil. Mm-hmm. So he lucked out on that one. But guess what? After that, all these fucking recalls coming in. Luckily, I never got one that needed a motor because that was going to be the day I quit. I'm not putting in a motor for 8 hours because fucking warranties paying 8 hours to put a fucking motor in. Like, y'all out your goddamn mind. But anyway, we're not even getting on that. No. But what I'm saying is that's a piece of shit. Out the box, it's a piece of shit. Why? Because of that. Because if your motor can't last you 120,000 miles without burning oil, that means they built a piece of shit.
Don't disagree.
Even if it's just the cat was a problem, okay, well, you built a piece of shit cat. All right, why the fuck is it creating so much heat that it breaks up and gets sucked back into the fucking motor? That doesn't make no fucking sense. You are building 100% complete junk.
Okay, so no love for the Altimas.
No love. None. 2002, 2003 Maxima, dude, that is the praise car of them all. Really? O2 sensors, starters, you'll never have a problem with the motor, except for one time for the fucking water pump, because it's bullshit. They put the water pump inside the timing chain cover. So it's not normal to have someone who knows how to get that out. And guess what? If you make the chain skip, now you got to take all the covers off. That's a whole different pain in the ass.
Hey, well, we don't want to mess with that either.
Well, that's why I have a Nissan guy. The guy Robert Felmy I had on. I would give it to him, say, hey, do what you got to do. Let me know how much I owe you. Because for one, he's going to do it right. Two, he's not going to fuck you over. So if he puts the water pump in, time and chain skips, it's on him. He's not going to fucking throw that in your lap. He's one of the very few, honestly, like, trustworthy, good mechanics.
There are some out there.
And luckily he owns a shop. So if you ever need a good mechanic, you need your fucking Mercedes worked on, he's done plenty of them. You need your Land Rover worked on, done plenty of them. Audi, he worked there too. So, and also a good thing about him, he doesn't use shitty parts. He's more than likely to use OEM parts over aftermarket parts. But granted, there are some better aftermarket parts. You do some research for yourself. You show him, you give him the forums, the threads, and all the fucking information, and he'll take that in consideration. And you might change his mind. But other than that, no, he is 100 to the books. Like, this is how the shit's supposed to work. This is what you do to fix it, and that's it. We're not missing bolts. We're not missing fucking covers. We're not throwing away shit.
I got a couple of those that work for us at the dealership.
And we're not going to talk about them.
No.
Can't talk about them.
No.
And the bad thing is there's too many of them. And they're not only at your dealership. They're at every other shop, too. There's at least one at every shop. At least.
That's really good.
How's that really good?
No, I've got a couple of them that are really good.
Oh. I thought you meant like shit mechanics.
Well, everywhere's got those.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got the A techs, the B techs, the C techs, and the lube techs.
But it's hard to when they're a lube tech. It's hard to tell if that person is going to be good. It's all on them.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I never thought my friend Walt would be a fucking Toyota Master Tech, but he is. He did a lot better than I did at fucking working on cars, and I thought I wanted to do that for my fucking life. He didn't think of that at the time. He thought he was going to be a fucking, what's the firefighters that get dropped out of fucking helicopters to fight forest fires.
Yeah, not likely.
Well, I'm saying, but that's what he strived for in high school. And the next thing you know, he's working at a dealership I am, and next thing you know, he's a fucking tech. Next fucking 5 years later, now he's a fucking master tech.
Well, obviously worked out well for him.
Yeah. But he's also that same motherfucker that you don't want to play video games with, because no matter what the game is, he's better than you. Even though he's spent half the time playing than you did, he just got on the game and now he's kicking your fucking ass like you never played it before.
Yeah, I know.
He's that
people.
Motherfucker.
See, I'm the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
I never excelled as a gamer. I suck. I have the world's worst hand-eye coordination. I'm not athletic. If you told me to go play catch, I might catch it 1 in 5 times. I
got hit in the face with a fucking baseball.
Yeah, that's me.
That's me.
I can't. I'm not gonna say I can't play video games. If I sit down and get into it, I can. But
maybe if
it's work for me.
It's a racing game, car game. Maybe?
Yeah. I mean, I was really into like Mario Brothers back in the day.
I
got that like new Super Nintendo thing, emulator thing over there.
The little. I forgot what those things are called.
Yeah, I got one of those, but
you play Fortnite on it?
No, I'm not a gamer. And I just don't. I don't have the time. It's work for me.
Well, and clearly you don't have the time. You're spending more time at the dealership, so.
Yeah. This is true.
So let's talk about this. I know this is probably. I don't know if you even thought about me even asking about this. So let's talk about like being gay in the car community.
Okay.
So I remember you saying something a while ago that you were meeting up with some people, I think up in Richmond or DC. It was just like a sub community of the car community, just a bunch of gay guys that fucking
up in Northern Virginia.
Yeah. So tell me more about that. What was that like, and like how did you find out about that?
Well, I mean, you got Facebook, man. I mean,
yeah.
Facebook is for all the things that it isn't, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The one thing it does do is bring people together, and people and from all walks of life, with a common interest that you would never have a chance to interact with any other way.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for it for that. I mean, I used to be addicted to Facebook, and I still check it a few times a day, but I can go days without posting anything now.
Yeah, I see. You definitely don't post as much as you used to.
No,
and
I
plus
don't.
you work a lot more now. So,
Well, yeah, and that's part of it too. But you can't let social media, run your life.
no,
But
you can in a positive way.
well,
With
yeah,
groups like that.
absolutely. And it's actually a relatively large. I don't know exactly how many members are in. I think the last time I looked, which was a while ago, was over 6,000.
Holy shit!
This group, it's real simple. It's called the Car Gaze.
Yeah.
And
hilarious.
there's different regional chapters, if you will, that have spun off and cropped up here and there. And we have the what do they call it? The DMV, Delmarva,
Yeah, the
DC,
Delaware, Maryland,
yeah,
Virginia. Yeah.
subsect. And yeah, so it was probably a group of them, which I've met up with a couple of times. And the president of the Washington Area Press Association is one of them. So he sets up a gay family night at the DC Auto Show every year.
Okay.
So we're no different than any other enthusiast for the most part.
I mean, but it's potential. Might meet a guy, meet a girl, whoever.
Absolutely. Sure. And I started becoming a part of that group. And again, I don't post like I used to, but nor would I consider myself like OG car gay. I tripped over it and was added to it long after it had already been a thing that I didn't even know about. But when I was traveling with my previous gig, it was great because if I had the time, wherever I was going, I could usually find somebody of multiple common interests
Yeah.
to hit up, hang out with, have dinner, whatever.
Yeah.
And I've met so many awesome people from all over the country, from all walks of life. The only two common denominators are queer, hey, hi, and cars.
Yeah. And that's a good reason to come together anyway.
Sure it is.
Even if it's just cars. I mean, why not?
Well, and
At least you'll have one good conversation.
I now have people I would consider good friends in all corners of the country. And I don't think that would have been the case in any other way.
Yeah.
Whether it's Los Angeles or Seattle or Dallas or Minneapolis or New York, Florida, anywhere in between.
Yeah.
I've met some of the coolest people ever.
And in the same light, I had dinner with a friend the other day who is from Canada. He's a truck driver. Happened to pick up a load in Chesapeake, and he hit me up and was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm at work," and he was like, "Oh, I'm in Chesapeake." He was literally 5 miles from me, and I'm like, "Yo, what are you doing? Like, are you staying here for a while?" He's like, "Yeah, I gotta be here for 10 hours, so whatever." He was like, "Yo, if you wanna grab dinner or whatever, just like I'm here."
Scoop me up.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fucking we had meatloaf together. Fucking, of course, I had to make some Letterkenny jokes because that's Canada. No malts, vinegars on the table. But dude, we had fucking meatloaf, and he likes meatloaf. And
you didn't eat poutine, did you?
I want to try. I had a churched up poutine, and I just don't feel like it was authentic.
Well,
I want to go to Canada.
I'm a very
and have
adventurous
the poutine.
eater. I'll try anything once, but there are certain things that I just don't like, and I know I'm not going to like them.
Beef gravy.
Bingo. I hate brown gravy. Don't know why. It's nothing that goes into everything that goes into it is stuff I like, but what it comes out as, I don't know if it's a texture thing or what. Nope.
So the meatloaf we had gravy on it.
I would order,
but you know what? The encompassing thing was, it didn't matter if it had the gravy on it or not. It was still fucking good. So, okay, it's a little gravy texture to it, just a little bit. But no. Get past that. Once you get past that, dude, you forget about it. It's a part of the flavor, but you forget about it. maybe you need to maybe a little less gravy for you.
Okay.
Or use the gravy as a dip.
I mean, the whole thing with the fries and the cheese curds. And, sign me up.
See, but I don't. And what I was telling him, and he was asking me if we had cheese curds here, and I'm like, I mean, maybe. I don't
we
fucking
can get
know.
them. It's not something you're just going to stumble across. You're going to have to go looking for.
Exactly what I was telling him is like, see, and you know, he knows this. You go to certain places around in the country. Yeah. You're not going to get cheese curds here for real.
No,
you're not going to get the fucking.
What do you want? Cheese curds on your crab cake?
I mean, I don't know.
You get around here. You mean?
I don't think I've never really used cheese curds. Like, if I see a recipe that says cheese curds on it, like, yes, this is some northeastern bullshit. Like, fuck
Midwest.
that. I don't give a fuck. I'm not fucking going over there to eat that bullshit.
That's some Wisconsin stuff.
I ain't got time for that shit. I'm not making no fucking cheese curds. But let me tell you something.
Delicious.
I'll put some fucking ketchup, some fucking shrimp, some crab meat. Not that fake shit. Some real shit. We'll put that on anything.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that up. But cheese curd? What the fuck? No. You got time for that
They
shit.
squeak. When you bite into them.
I don't think I've even had cheese curds, to be honest.
It's
what the fuck do you put cheese curds on, other than poutine?
Well, they're basically just like, I don't know, kernels of cheese.
So kind of like that. What's that cheese they put on top of fucking salads? What the fuck is that shit?
Blue cheese or feta cheese?
It's like fucking feta cheese or some shit.
No, it's not.
Come on, man. You got the nigga in me coming out.
It's not like that at all.
I don't know what the fuck this shit is. The fucking goddamn like crumbled cheese. The fuck out of here with that shit.
All right, well,
I'm not that fat. Look, I don't like cheese that much to be fancy because I want to be shitting my brains out when I'm done. How about that?
Okay, moving on.
No, I'm just saying. I might need a bidet.
Well, you got that.
Well, kinda, but not really.
Well,
I live in a different house now.
Well, so. I don't know. Cheese curds are. Well, I love cheese, and I like all forms of cheese. Cheese is. If I could survive on steak, bread, cheese.
Sounds like a wholesome diet.
Yeah. I'd be dead. I'd just be dead.
Yeah, because I don't. Well, if you leave out the bread, you might be all right. There's people doing all meat diets. I mean, I'm not saying that they're that
whole keto thing.
No. See, the keto thing is just kind of like it's hiatus is the meat, but it's not about the meat. It's about the high fat content. So if
I'm
you're
not
talking,
a dietitian.
Huh?
I'm not a dietitian.
I mean, well, I know the basics of it, and I mean, it's not my thing either. I don't particularly follow a certain diet because I'm not a person that follows the rule book.
Mm-mm.
Like I see what's good and what's bad, and I take that from it.
Well,
so
I eat everything.
I
love vegetables and fruits and things like that.
Oh yeah,
fruits.
Yeah, that's fruity.
But I eat everything. But yeah, if you let me put it this way: if my doctor said you will die next week if you don't give up cheese, bread, and red meat, I'm like, better call the Undertaker.
All right, let's take a break real quick. I gotta pee. Okay. All right, back to gay talk. So you're taking a trip?
Yes. This coming Friday, I'm going to a soiree. In Old Town Houston, Texas.
The Tex ass.
Mm-hmm. And the whole reason I'm going back to the whole car gay culture. The gentleman that's throwing this magnificent get-together, I came to know through the car gays on Facebook.
Oh.
And, he's a successful entrepreneur, has a beautiful mansion in historic area of South Houston, and so it's. I'm not going to say it's on the level of The Great Gatsby, but the year before, this will be the third time I've gone.
Yeah.
Hey, Larry, can't wait to see you. I don't remember exactly what his relation was, but I mean, all walks of life.
Yeah.
Black tie, very bougie, but in a kind of tongue-in-cheek sort of way, because Larry's not bougie at all. If you would never know he had $2 bills to rub together. You see him out anywhere, he's wearing probably a Mustang Cobra or Shelby Cobra T-shirt and shorts and tennis shoes, and that's what you get.
Kind of like the guy I saw the other day who got out of the A8L.
Yeah,
I mean, it was almost maybe a year old, if it wasn't brand new. I don't know. I can't really tell the difference, but it was new.
Yeah,
and he was wearing jeans and like this kind of weird looking like brown ugly blazer. I mean, a real older guy. He probably was in his 70s, maybe 80s.
I mean, Larry's not old. He's, I don't know, a couple of years older than me, but
moderately dressed. He doesn't dress.
No, he's not high maintenance. I mean, he puts all his effort into his work and his home and his cars, and I mean, he's got some beautiful cars. He's got a Shelby 427 SC Cobra that bought off the MSO from Carroll Shelby.
Oh shit!
He's got it's being restored right now, but he's got, I forget what year it is, like 63, 64 Ferrari 330 GTB. A few Porsches of various descriptions.
Things you would probably dream of owning one of. And he's
got normal cars.
That doesn't sound like a normal car.
Well, I mean,
you have a 60s Ferrari.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a normal car.
Yeah, and a 60s 427 Shelby that belonged to Shelby.
Yeah, even if you took out the Shelby. Because, I mean, people see Shelbys. Whether you can tell if it was one that Carroll Shelby owned, you don't know. But when you own a 60s Ferrari, now you're kind of taking the plate, because if you know anything about cars and you know the amount of parts, the amount of time, money, and what it takes to get it back to the patina it was when it was bought brand new, that's on a whole different level.
I'm a Ferrari guy. I have not had the opportunity to own one, nor do I. I don't know if I ever will. I hope I do.
Can you afford it? Could you do it without selling your house?
Yeah, but I'm not a big fan of ramen.
Fair enough. PB&J is cheaper.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your bread.
I'm
there.
not.
I don't know about the steaks. I don't know if you can afford.
Yeah,
those.
could I do it? Could I do it without moving back in with mom and dad? Yeah, I could, but I don't want.
The car might suffer.
I don't want to put myself in a position where a material object controls my day-to-day life.
Yeah, no, I think that's, if you're talking about a car controlling your life like that, now you've done too much.
I'm okay with baby steps. I'm thinking about what the next risk may be. That's Italian.
Oh, so what are we thinking?
I don't know.
I would say, what have you probably thought of the most that is in your price range?
There are probably 3 vehicles that are on my short list of possibilities next. I really have no interest in modern cars at all anymore. I really don't. I mean, the new Honda Accord that I drive to work every day, it's a great car.
Yeah.
Great car.
But you wouldn't
the
pay
features and amenities and things the car can, I mean, it basically drives itself. It's got a great stereo system. It's quiet. It gets great gas mileage. It's a great car, but for its intended purpose, which is to commute, and I drive it 45 minutes each way to work, so it accomplishes that superbly. I mean, for the money, you can't beat it. It's the best car on the market for that purpose.
Yeah,
but
you're selling yourself right now. Well, you're selling the car.
That's what I do.
I know.
But getting back to the wants and desires of life.
Yeah.
I would much rather, me personally, and even for daily driving, because I drive my Mercedes, both of them. I drive them a lot. They're not garage queens. They get dirty. They get driven in the rain. They're cars. I take good care of them. I give them what they need, but I'm not afraid to use them how I see fit. That being said, older cars and the analog driving experience is just something that's been lost.
Yeah.
And it's something that's what I grew up with. My first car was from the 70s. It was rear-wheel drive, V8, carburetor, That's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
And that's still what I'm comfortable with. All this new technology, it just dumbs down the driving experience to the point where you're not driving the car anymore.
It dumbed down to the driving experience of where people don't even pay attention anymore.
No, they don't.
There's too much going on in the car and around the car.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want analog brakes. I want 4-wheel disc brakes. Fuel injection is great.
Yep.
But as far as like stability control, I used to teach driver's ed, and a lot of people don't know that. But back in the day, I used to be a driver's ed instructor. So I taught people how to do vehicle control, skid pads, rear-wheel drive, oversteer situations, spinning. I taught people how to get out of that. And I taught it so much, it's muscle memory, even now.
Yeah.
I mean, all these years later, it's muscle memory. I'm most comfortable in an analog rear-wheel drive car. That's what I want. That's what I want to drive.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with front-wheel drive. I drive one to work every day. It's a great car. Love it. Great stereo. Jam out. It's comfortable. Great gas mileage, whatever.
It's all-wheel drive?
No, it's front-wheel drive.
Okay.
But I love driving that old coupe.
Yeah.
That 300 CE coupe. That car makes you feel like the king of the world. I mean, it's you just don't get that anymore.
No.
The smells, the vibrations, the way the car reacts to different situations, you just don't get that anymore. And that's what I miss, and that's what I want to drive. So as long as I can find and afford these modern classics, if you will,
yeah,
that's what I'm going to choose to drive, even if I'm not in the car business and I get a 9 to 5 doing something else. I've got 2 of them. I'll just split the difference. I'll daily drive them. That's what I want to drive.
Yeah.
So, right now, the only reason I haven't bought something else on this list yet is because I don't have anywhere to keep a third car. So I guess I'm going to have to either get a storage unit or I don't know.
Or just buy a house on the fucking sticks, build a big ass garage, store all your shit.
I like being convenient though.
I
don't want to be
in the sticks already.
No, I'm not.
You're close to it.
No, I'm not.
You're in fucking Williamsburg.
Okay, we're not even talking.
Your complex is surrounded by fucking trees. You can't even fucking see it.
Yeah, it's quiet.
You're not that far from being, quote unquote, out of town.
I'm so not in the sticks. I'm walking distance from where this great country was founded, damn it.
Yeah, but guess what? Guess where that is? In the fucking sticks.
No, it's not. It's halfway between Richmond and Virginia Beach.
It's not living in Norfolk. It's not living in Newport News, and it's not living in Hampton.
I was born and raised and grew up in Newport News. Don't want to go back.
I'm not saying you want to go back, but I'm just saying, like, dude, once you get across Newport News, once you pass Fort Eustis Boulevard off-ramp, you are now in the sticks.
Okay,
Why?
okay.
Because there's trees fucking everywhere.
Yeah, well, you know what? Everybody knows how to get to Busch Gardens.
Yeah, well, fuck Busch Gardens.
But anyway, getting back to the top 3. A lot of people know Fortunato. Terry owns Fortunato. He runs an Instagram account, Jaguar Aficionado. Ooh. He has this gorgeous XJ40 Van Plaza Majestic. I think they made like 527 of them. One of them was given to the Queen. He's thinking about possibly getting rid of it, and I'm just like, ooh. I think his has like 15,000 original miles on it. Ooh. I mean, the thing's absolutely pristine.
What year is that, XJ40?
Well, it's an XJ6. XJ40 is just the chassis code for the 4-door. It's an XJ6. Inline 6, 4-door sedan. It's got the bigger 4-door. It's got the tables that fold out of the seats. And
and they're probably made of rich mahogany?
No, it's probably something a lot more expensive than mahogany.
I mean,
I'd have to ask him exactly. But yeah, anyway, the car's spectacular. It's gorgeous. And he's thinking about getting rid of that. So I'm like, well, if you make up your mind, you got my number.
Yeah.
But, and that's probably on the lower end of the budget, because I mean, as nice as that car is,
yeah,
an 80s 90s XJ6 Jaguar is not an expensive car. They're not. But I would like to dabble in something Italian. I don't think I'm ready to make the prancing horse commitment from a budgetary standpoint, but could probably do 75-80% as well with Maserati Grand Sport, Gran Turismo, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little bit on the higher end of the budget. I'm not a fan of car payments.
I'm not a fan of Maseratis.
It's got a Ferrari engine in it, so.
Well, okay, well that might give me an excuse.
It's basically got a slightly detuned Ferrari 430 drivetrain in it.
Okay.
I mean, there's more differences than that, but you know, to the casual observer, that's the best way to explain it. And of course, you know, the venerable 911. You know, 996, 996. Well, probably not a 99. Well,
they're so expensive. Well, and
996, 997s are not. I mean, in the grand scheme of things.
In the grand scheme of like pricing a car out, and
well, also keep in mind I have access to the auctions.
True, but I mean, does something come through the auctions very often?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean the main auction in Fredericksburg, Mannheim, they do exotic and high end car auctions once a month and have hundreds.
Huh. That'd be something interesting.
Yeah,
but you get a good deal.
Buddy of mine around the corner. Because I've got friends that run, own, operate, whatever, independent dealerships. Yeah, there's one not far from here. Foreign Cars of Williamsburg.
Oh, okay. Chris Fortiatis?
Saki and his wife.
I guess. Well, Chris is probably his son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He helped another friend of mine buy a Carrera 4S, high mileage car, but clean one owner car. Car books out, has a value of like 28 grand.
Yeah.
Even with 100,000 miles on it. The auction, he got it for 13 grand.
Okay, that's a good deal. If you could buy a Porsche for under 30,000, I think you're doing good.
A 911 4S for 13 grand, and they're like, "Oh, there's got to be something wrong with it." Blah, blah, blah.
Who cares? It's an auction car. I mean, you kind of playing your chances anyway.
Okay, so it needed some suspension bushings and this, that, and the other.
But
it was a little tired.
Yeah, you're playing your chances with an auction anyway.
So you spend $2,000 or $3,000 on it, and you got a great freaking car for 15 grand.
But I think when the mentality, if you're going to an auction to buy something for yourself, one is okay. So when you look at the outside, and it's good, interior's in good shape, I'm going to put away. So I'm going to think about how much money I'm willing to spend in other things. Does it run?
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay, you're going to put a little bit more money.
If it does run, does it make the right noises or the wrong ones?
Right. And again, when you're thinking about this when you're looking around the car before even it rolls to the auction, or even if you get a chance to start it or not, these are things that you think of. How much money can I put into this?
The rule to live by with any old car is buy the nicest one you can afford.
Right.
But even if it's the nicest one that you can afford, you need to buffer that by $2,500.
I would say more than that. Depending on the car, I would probably go up.
If everything seems right, the car runs and drives great, it's got a good service history, it doesn't have any telltale signs of any problems, and you decide to buy the car, congratulations.
Yeah.
Great. But always keep that buffer. Don't blow your wad on just the car, and then a month later, it's like, oh, congratulations, it needs a clutch.
But that's the whole thing about the car people. It's like, something's going to break, or something's already broke in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you see it or not, it'd be a different story. Now, if you didn't factor in the fact that, this one thing's broke, and that's the thing that never really breaks, but yours is broke and you'll never find it, or you have to do something custom, and it's going to cost you a grip, yeah, that's unforeseen.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as maintenance is concerned,
yeah,
needs a clutch, needs some bushings, needs a little this, little
it's
that.
It's an old car. It's gonna need that stuff,
right? And even then, you don't really know where it came from in the auction.
No,
was it a repo? Probably fucked up.
Probably.
Or they probably ran it to fucking hell.
Yeah, that or it's at least severely neglected.
Very true. I've seen some fucked up ass lease cars.
Well, I mean, I was at the auction. I was in Fredericksburg at the auction. It was last month, the month before, with my boss, and there was a 996 there, and it didn't have a whole lot of miles. Had pretty good eyes on it. Nice looking car, unusual color. It was like a maroon with a tan interior. Nice looking car. He and I are both looking at it like, what do you think of this? I mean, not to buy for the lot. We were just kind of for shits and giggles. Like, maybe. Hop in it, start it up. Instant rod knock. Nope.
No.
Yeah. No.
If you want to build a race car, probably perfect.
Mm-hmm. You want to do an LS swap in it? Perfect car.
Why the fuck would you do that?
I don't know. Somebody
doesn't. You fucking do that shit, man.
Tyler Hoover.
I don't give a fuck who you are. You fucking LS swap a Porsche. You're a piece of shit. I don't care. I don't care who you are. Put it in the FD. Put it in a fucking Mercedes. And I have a friend who has one of the Mercedes. No. I have a friend who has one of the Mercedes. Cheers to him.
There's
you put that in a Porsche?
Why would you put an LS in a Mercedes? The Mercedes has so many engine options to choose from. It's an older
one than yours, I think.
So put a freaking E63 motor in that bitch.
But he wanted to do something different.
Okay.
I mean, I get it. I understand it. That's fair. And he did it right.
You know Brian Clara, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing the VR6 3.6 VR6 swap in a 911.
Okay, well, the 2.8's already been done.
Well,
2.8 turbo has been done.
Well, he's doing a 3.6.
Okay. So
I think it's out of a Passat.
Oh. Okay.
It's not a Golf R
But he's doing it in an older one, right?
Yeah, it's a 911T. I want to say it's
okay. See,
like
but that's
a 72
unusual.
or something.
But you're putting an LS motor so. The question is at that point, it's like, oh, so what haven't we put an LS motor in? Let's do that.
Well, because an LS fits in everything.
Yeah.
It's like Legos.
But the thing is like now you're not doing anything different because everyone's LS motor this. It's just how can we wedge this fucking motor into this chassis?
There's nothing different about LS swapping a damn thing.
BMWs.
But there's a couple of them that come to Cars and Coffee all the time.
I'm saying there's unusual. The G35.
That ain't unusual either. We got a couple of them too.
But at one point in time,
guy's doing it in his 350Z right now.
Oh yeah, I mean that's another piece of shit though. I'd do that to that 352.
I mean G35s. We got a couple of them with them. Miatas. Mustang, Fox body Mustangs. Really? Come on.
Well, that's already been a thing.
I know, but that's one I don't get.
That's old news. If you're putting an LS swap in a Fox body, you are old news. You're fucking 15 years late.
I'm not saying you aren't. I'm just saying why. Put a coyote.
Well, because that was the Chevy guys who like Fox bodies. That's why.
Because it was common, it was cheap, and it was light.
Well, yeah. But you can put a fucking 302 in a fucking Miata too, and blow the doors off the fucking Mustang.
Of course.
If you can get traction.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm definitely a fan of an LS and a Miata. But
because it's overkill. That's why.
Oh no! You want to know what overkill is, and I'll have to Google it and find the picture of it because it's been done. It runs and drives. I've seen it.
What's that?
An NA Miata with an AMG 7.3 liter V12.
Why?
Because it fit.
Oh man.
It's been done.
Hold on, but what about the Jaguar V12?
That's just two inline sixes grafted together.
But dude, if you put that motor and transmission to a car, for one, it'd be smooth.
Well,
as
it's
fuck.
never going to run. It's a Jaguar motor.
It'd be smooth as fuck.
I mean,
when it did run,
yeah, the week out of the month that it like runs like it's supposed to.
All right, well you got one on that.
I mean, I'm still thinking about buying one, not because it's going to be reliable, just because it's.
Have you ever worked on one?
No.
You know how much of a pain in the ass to do an alternator is on one of those?
On a V12?
Yeah. It's a fucking pain in the goddamn dick, I'll tell you that much.
I've heard that. That is actually something I am
You are talking, this is one of those motors where you wrench, flip the wrench, flip the wrench, flip the wrench. And you're going, don't forget, they're little caveman, like fucking belt tensioning ideas. A threaded rod that's got two nuts on one side through an eyelet that's attached to the fucking component. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta take everything off, all the belts off to get to the alternator.
Okay, so you've never had to do the starter on a mod motor 4.6 Cobra Mustang then, because you can't get the damn bolt out because of the subframe. because the bolt is like 47 inches long, goes to the block. Same fucking thing.
Cut bolt, pull the rest of the bolt out, get new bolt.
Every car has its pitfalls. I mean, there's no...
But that one is a whole other different pitfall because everything's a pain in the ass.
Well, I don't want a V12 jack. The inline
nice,
6 is fine.
But I don't know. It almost feels like you're sitting in the fucking airplane in that car, though. Mm-hmm. And it's just so smooth. You don't even hear the fucking motor.
Well, I almost bought a V12 SL instead of the V8 that I have now. And I was this close to buying this one in Chicago. I even had a close friend of mine, good Mercedes knowledgeable guy, go look at the car for me. Mm-hmm. And he signed off on everything. But I was just like,
It's scary.
Well, the newer Mercedes V12s are not that scary because they actually have a coil on plug ignition instead of separate distributors, separate ECUs for left and right bank.
What?
Yes. They basically took 2 inline 6s, 2 distributors, 2 ECUs, 2 everything, and grafted them together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a huge pain. Oh, because they have the distributors on the front.
So the modern ones aren't like that. And this was a modern one, so not really that issue. But other things like can't get a radiator for the car. Don't make them. Can't get them. I know a guy that can fab one that'll take 6 weeks and cost $1,500. And I'm like, how am I going to use this car?
Yeah.
Am I going to be afraid to use it?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then I don't want it. I'm just going to go for the V8 because they use that motor in God knows how many other configurations and chassis, and the parts are dime a dozen. It's reliable.
Yeah. And
it's not really significantly slower, and it's lighter, so it handles better. So we're just going to go with the V8.
Sounds like a good idea.
Which is what it did. The interesting story with that car, when I got that car, it was right about the time that Cars and Coffee started charging money.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. People hate that shit.
It's because I'm so greedy. Not really.
You guys just try to take our money.
Yeah, those Omegas and Mercedes don't buy themselves.
Well, here's... let me give this insight, or just an idea of an insight on things. Let's just say I was on the outside and I knew nothing of the inside. Mm-hmm. But I see you guys are charging $5 for me to go park in this fucking parking lot and call Cars and Coffee. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going on in there, but you're charging $5 to get in. Yep. What the fuck am I paying $5 for? Like, it's a fucking parking lot. I don't know what you guys are doing. Like, is there free shit that comes with this $5? No. I get paid $5 just to park? Yep.
Well, as you said, there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that you don't get, because that was one of the first things, especially when we moved to our new venue at first weekend of the month, every month, at the Virginia Beach Convention Center. Come on down 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's either on Saturday or Sunday. Check Facebook for exact time. I mean, we have significant expenses related to this event. Nothing is free. Nothing is easy. People are always looking, I mean, I don't know any other way to put it, but people are looking for a handout. They're looking for anything they can complain about. They're not happy unless they're complaining. And I'm not saying that's everybody, but there's those select few.
There's always a handful.
Yeah, we all know that people like that. If they can't say something is wrong or have something to complain about, then life is not complete.
Right.
But, yeah, one of the things are like, oh, well, it's a public parking lot. It's owned by the city of Virginia Beach. It should be free. Well, guess what? Virginia Beach is not a tax-exempt, free-for-all. It's not.
Here's
they charge us per parking space.
Because they're fucking assholes, that's why.
Yes, they are. What? No, sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, I did.
Thank you for allowing us to use your venue. It's wonderful. And
Virginia Beach is a nice place to live. But fuck Virginia Beach. Why? Because, for one, me being a cyclist, they built that nice fucking Lesnar Bridge. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, these nice paths on the outside. But guess what? Sidewalks aren't meant for Cycling.
No.
When you're doing 20 miles an hour and then 30 miles, 40 miles an hour down the hill, you do not want to be caught on the sidewalk. Because one, if someone turns in front of you down at the end, good luck stopping. Two, if there's someone walking and they walk in front of you, good luck fucking not hitting him and killing him. Three, it's fucking dangerous. So, you have to fucking use the road. Guess what? They didn't build a fucking bike lane. Why? Because Virginia Beach are fucking assholes. What I've learned about Virginia Beach, and is ultimately true, and from what I've seen is very true, they don't give a fuck about cycling. And I'm not saying cycling about commuting on a bicycle, because Virginia Beach is not a place for that.
No.
Norfolk, they're all about it. They got bike lanes fucking everywhere. Fucking, was it First View or whatever that Shore Drive turns into?
Yes. Yeah.
Went from 2 lanes to 1 lane and a bike lane.
Yeah, but you know where else did that all over the city? Golden, Colorado. This is the craziest crap I've ever seen. You got a 4-lane divided highway going through the middle of Golden, Colorado, a suburb of Denver. Obviously one of the most liberal places ever. Not that that's right, wrong, or indifferent. But I think there were riots when Trump had a speech there, and I think they tried to crown Hillary. I'm not sure. Anyway, neither here nor there. We don't need to get into all that. Yeah. But Golden is a very interesting place. They took the right lanes of these major highways and turned the entire lane into bike lanes.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing.
Why not promote? Here's my thing.
If you don't need it for the cars, if you don't have the traffic flow from motor vehicles to substantiate the need and the flow for 4 lanes, then yeah.
Here's a way that you can look at it, and not even in a cyclist standpoint, as in just a person.
Get back to the CNC thing.
Yeah, no, we'll get back to that. But just as a person and as a someone who would like to commute to work. I would like to commute to work, to be honest.
Sure.
But I can't.
I mean, it's not a possibility for me because I have to cross large bodies of water.
That's a long fucking ride, man.
But yeah, if I lived and worked in the same town, I could absolutely.
Even if you were just semi-close, if you were a 30-minute bicycle ride away, would you not ride a bike?
When the weather permitted, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Especially summertime where it's nice outside or it's like maybe a little hot, if you have like a shower or whatever you do at work, whatever. If accommodations can be made, you would do it.
If you could make it make sense from a practical standpoint, absolutely.
The whole point is, you know what? There are people who complain about fucking pollution and all this other bullshit, but yet they don't want cyclists on the road, and it's like, so what the fuck do you want? Oh, you don't want a bike lane?
They want the magic sugar pill that'll just make everything better.
But they're fucking retards.
Well,
Let's go ahead and put them in the category.
Most people are short-sighted, and they make demands, wants, needs that they've made up. They're not actually needs.
Well, and based on themselves.
Based on themselves.
And their own
they're selfish. Exactly. And they don't see the big picture.
Right.
And it makes, whether they think about it or not, being short-sighted is the quickest way to turn yourself into, guess what? A
piece of shit.
A hypocrite.
Piece of shit.
Same thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're a piece of shit. If you can't think outside the box, if I have to sit here and explain to you fucking 10 million times and you still can't fucking get it, I can't, okay. Well, you're a piece of shit.
You know, and that brings me to another point. One of the reasons why I miss traveling, and I love to travel. I try to, even though I don't do it for work, I try to do it a couple times a year just to keep my wings, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I'm a firm believer, and I absolutely believe this is a rule to live by in life. You cannot appreciate nor understand how the world works until you see how the rest of the world lives.
Good luck on that.
Well, and that's not just in this country.
And that's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. Just not in this country. Our country is so. It's. I was reading an article the other day. I think that they broke it up, and our country is actually almost like 10 or 11 countries within a country, from a cultural and geographic standpoint. Yeah.
And there are only three states I haven't been in. I've not been to Nebraska, North Dakota, and Alaska. Been everywhere else. Most of them many times. And I've seen the cultural separation dichotomy, if you will. And I can get along with anybody. I'm not a hater. I know a lot of people automatically take my outward, we'll say, social defense mechanisms and think maybe, oh, he's kind of a prick. He's a little bit of a pretentious asshole. And, if you don't know me, sure.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And it's a defense mechanism because, if you're not in my inner circle, everything else is business. And I'm here to take care of business.
Yeah.
And you don't take care of business by being nice and coddling people. You just don't.
No, you don't have to coddle anybody, but sometimes, nah.
But getting back to my point, though, is, I've gone from Southern California to Branson, Missouri. And
been there.
You
saw one black dude.
You did? That's better than I saw. But you're talking about a difference.
Yeah. And
I adapt to my surroundings. I'm a little bit of a social chameleon. Not comedian. Well, I guess I could be a comedian. Some people think I'm funny. And if I immerse myself in a culture for 2 or 3 weeks, I come out acting like them.
Yeah.
If I spend 3 weeks in the Bronx, it takes me 2 weeks to stop talking like one.
Yeah. Dead ass.
Same with go to Australia. Come back 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I'm like, throw another shrimp on the barbie, whatever. Same with England.
I don't think Australians say that.
No, whatever. You get the point.
Yeah.
I adapt to my surroundings.
And the thing is you don't even have to adapt. Is if you can socialize with people who are not like
find
you,
a common
then
ground.
You don't even have to find a common ground. But if you here's the problem. Here's the biggest
mutual
secret.
Respect.
The secret is you gotta fucking listen. If you're willing, even if you don't fucking ingest it, if you're willing to listen to somebody,
and that is one of the simplest, most profound things people do not understand.
They want to argue instead of listening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But getting back to the whole cars and coffee thing. Yep. Okay. So, guess what, guys? That municipal Virginia Beach owned public parking lot, it's not a public parking lot. They charge me per space for occupancy.
Which is bullshit.
Per space. Because nobody had ever approached them with an event like this before, just using outside the venue. And, seeing this be the indoor-outdoor show, the Virginia Rod and Custom Show, mostly an indoor show. So they just charge for the indoor space, and, you got the parking lots as part of that. Well,
right.
We don't want the indoor space. We want the outdoor space, and nobody ever asked them to use that before, aside from, the carnivals. And the traveling carnival, what I'm talking about. Yeah. So they didn't really know what to do with that. So we made them a couple of offers on, what we thought was fair, and went back and forth. And actually, Dwayne Appleton, the owner of Java Surf, has all the connections with Virginia Beach, and he orchestrated and worked all this out for us, and couldn't have done it without him. But it ended up being the compromise was they decided that the only fair way to do it, instead of charging admission per person, since it was cars, was to charge per space. So we have, I think, 378 spaces in the lot that we use, and we have to pay for all of them whether we use them or not. So I need about $5 a head, $5 a car. We were talking about the other day. I don't remember the exact number. I need about, we'll say, 380 cars to show up to break even, because they also have to pay for insurance, liability, and insurance, in case
the facilities
are
the
damaged.
Facilities.
Yeah, we have to, pay for the nice, pretty Pink Palace porta potties.
$60 a pop.
I think we get them for like 45 or 50 or something like that.
Yeah,
I've
done that before.
We've also got, depending on the time of year and how busy we are, we've got 2 or 3 uniformed police officers that we have to pay. They don't work for free.
Yeah.
So you pay them $40 an hour.
Yeah.
And you got 2 or 3 of them for three hours. That's
$120 a pop.
You do the math, and it adds up. Just to break even, all said and done, it cost us about $1,650 to put on that event every month
to put on
that
a
people
parking lot event
that people think should be free.
I mean, because honestly, it should be. But it's unfortunately it's not that convenient.
Everybody's got to get a piece,
right?
And you know who's not getting a piece is me and Dwayne and Corey. Now, you mean Dwayne owns a coffee shop, so whatever concessions he sells, he'll make a little bit on that.
But that's his business. That's his thing.
Exactly. And we'll have a food truck or two that we will bring in, and whatever they make, that's what they do. That's what their living is.
But and even then,
as far as
he should have that
the other two,
yeah,
Corey Henderson and myself, we don't take a dime. Nothing. I mean, it's out of the kindness of our heart that we run the Facebook page, and Dwayne is using his social media creator that he uses for his business, has taken over our Instagram feed.
Yeah.
So that's one less thing I have to do that I unfortunately don't have enough time to do adequately.
Well, and he should have that respect, because I mean, if he helped in putting the whole thing together without any money.
Well, I mean,
and he runs a business.
He came in to the scene 3-4 years ago. I mean, before we were doing it without him, but obviously with his help and vision and business sense and connections, we've definitely been able to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
But long story short is, I would love for it to be free. In some places it is, some places it isn't. There are some cars and coffee events that charge 10, 20. Some of them charge 20, and you have to be chosen to be allowed to pay the 20.
Oh, shit.
If you got a bullshit car, you're not getting it.
Wow.
If you're not driving a Porsche or an old Mustang or a classic Chevy,
California.
Actually, well, I'm not going to.
Well, let's put them
but
out there.
I do know that there are events like that. That not only do you have to pay the $20, you have to be chosen for the privilege. And there, of course, like Katie's in Northern Virginia, which is well known just because it's a wealthy area. So you go there, they do it, I think, every Saturday. But when you go there, you'll see the Diablos and the Huracans and the Ferrari F40s and Porsche 959. A Vector W8, just obscure super Bugattis.
Yeah.
That's free, but they only have a room for 150 cars.
Damn.
So,
and that's nothing.
No.
You could walk around that in an hour.
Yeah. So we've had to make a lot of tough decisions collectively that were not generally popular to the general public.
Yeah.
That we got a lot of shit for. Well, here's a choice. We can either do it this way because
this is
Corey,
illegal.
Dwayne, and myself are not wealthy people, so we're not going to come out of pocket for it.
Right.
I mean, to a certain degree, we do it for the love of the event, and we want to do it for car lovers of the area. So that's the main point of it. But like, if I got to boost an event on Facebook just to get it out there, and it costs me $50, I don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm not writing the Virginia Beach Convention Center a $1,200 check out of my ass just to use the parking lot.
Right.
It's not happening. Nothing is free.
Yeah.
And it takes money and organization and connections to pull off an event of that size. And I think that's what when you explain it to most people, then they get it. No more questions. Okay, well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, and this is your opportunity to even to put that out there, is the fact that, like, let's see, and even then you're at the point where you're at now. Well, let me see if anybody can do any better, and let's see if they can make it free.
Sure.
Let's see if you can have cars and coffee. Let's not forget about the coffee part, because that is a part of this.
Yes.
Like, the coffee shop's got to fucking be there, because it can't be just cars. No, cars and coffee, motherfucker. Like, let's keep it in the constraints of where it was already started and where it originated.
And and I've talked to other event organizers, like the gentleman that started and organizes Caffeine and Octane in Atlanta. It's probably the largest one in the country. Their average attendance is probably 2,500 to 3,000 cars.
Holy shit!
And I mean, big baller. They even have a TV show on NBC Sports.
Wow.
Yes. Caffeine and Octane, Atlanta. Largest cars of coffee in the country that I know of.
Yeah.
He's a Facebook friend, talked to him a few times, bounced ideas off of him, and what we're doing is basically what they're doing, just not quite on that scale.
Yeah.
But once you get over 100, 200 vehicles, you can't, 2 or 3 people can't manage it, and people don't manage it themselves. They don't know how to behave, so you've got to show them the way. And there's expenses involved that started adding up that we didn't want nor feel was right for us to come out of pocket to cover all that. And then when we some of it was to keep the riffraff out.
Yeah,
because we did start having a problem with undesirables. So that was one of the reasons we started charging, not because we were paying for the lot at La Promenade. We were not paying for the lot. They let us use it just because they're nice people, and we appreciate that, Mr. Seidel. But we did start charging to pay for police, insurance, and as a deterrent to keep just the casual riffraff out.
Yeah.
We figured if somebody had to pay to be there, they weren't going to act a fool.
Yeah.
Or at least they're a lot less likely to.
You'd be surprised, even considering night moves. There are people who come there and act a fucking fool. And it's like, you paid to be here and you're still going to act a fucking fool? Like, do you not want this to be here at all? Or I'm not getting this point. I was like, I thought we were all at the same level to where if you do dumb shit, we either, 1, gonna have to kick you the fuck out, or 2, not have this event because people just don't know how to act and people can't self-police each other.
I mean, we did have one Mustang incident. I think every event has at least one. And, he's like, you know what, my bad. I was acting like an asshole. I made a mistake. I wrecked my car in front of everybody. My bad. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. And he manned up. He apologized in front of all 5,000 group subscribers. You know what? That's cool. You came in here. You identified yourself and your car as the dumbass that spun out and went down in the ditch in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. You're cool, bro. You manned up. You humbled yourself. Not a problem.
Yeah.
That's the end of it. Didn't ban him. He's fine.
Yeah.
He, as far as I know, still comes. And I don't have a problem with that.
But it shouldn't be a regular thing.
No, and it's not
a regular thing. It's like, okay, I gave the first guy the benefit of the doubt, but the rest of you is like, come on, like you did you not see what he had to go through?
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we chose the location that we did, is because there are a lot fewer opportunities for people to do that. For one, we're right there,
By the police station
next door.
Yeah.
When they're having their target practice in their firing range, you can hear it.
Yeah.
We're there during shift change when they're testing all their sirens and lights and everything else.
Yeah.
It's right next to us. And you have to kind of wind your way back in off 19th Street to get there, so there's not really an opportunity to do anything dumb there.
Yeah.
You can't really do anything dumb in front of 19th Street because that's basically the driveway of the convention center itself, although obviously Sumo Speed and Springfest had a problem with certain people.
Yeah.
But generally, we have not had any issues with that. It's chill. I invite everybody to come out. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're driving, what you're riding, if it's bicycle, skateboard, motorcycle, car, truck, van, military vehicle, I don't care.
Yeah.
Bring it out. It's $5 vehicle, not per person, so you got a 67 Suburban that seats 7 people, put 7 people in that bitch. It's fine.
You got a deuce and a half, you don't put 30 people in there?
Yeah,
right,
3 and 6 more in the trunk, absolutely. Bring it. We don't care. Equal opportunity. I mean, if you enjoy it and you're enthusiastic about it, I don't care what it is. Bring it.
Yeah.
Share your passion with somebody else. And this is something that we all do because we want to do it. I said Corey and I are making any money on this. We're doing it because we want to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for any fame or anything. I mean, we're not the originators of it. We it evolved to the point where the originators, it was a little bit more than they wanted to deal with. So Corey and I at different times kind of volunteered and took over the role. And it's just, we enjoy doing it. We love seeing the people. We love talking to the people, seeing new faces, new cars. I mean, the car community in this area, which I don't think people really appreciate, because again, going back to my travel, when I would travel, especially Southern California, Miami, New York, if I was there over a weekend, I would seek out their car culture. I want to see what it was all about.
Yeah.
And even in a car-centric culture like Southern California, Las Vegas, anyway, I've never, ever, ever, ever found a car scene like we have in Hampton Roads anywhere.
Yeah.
There's nowhere. You don't know how good you have it here. You really don't. I mean, when you've got organizations like ours and Sumo Speed, and other organizations that may cater towards older vehicles, non-tuner cars, things like that. The Tidewater Mobar Club, British Car Club of Virginia, things like that. I've never seen a car culture like what we have here.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. Maybe it's the transient military population.
I think it's part of it.
You got a lot of younger military people with that are just into cars. I don't know what it is, but we have a car culture in Southeast Virginia like I have never seen anywhere else I've ever been, and I've been everywhere.
I would almost, I want to say Maryland has it pretty good.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but they're
almost
spread out.
Well, they are, but it's also close enough to this area that I think it sort of overlaps to a certain degree.
A little bit.
So it's separate, but it's still, you've got enough overlap and connections there that it's kind of the same region. Maybe we should call it the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, but I would say, man, when you go up to Maryland, and you don't even have to, if you were to catch the outskirts of a car event there, you're going to see everything, and you're going to be like, dude, that's fucking dope. Like, oh shit, I've never seen that.
Well, there's a lot more money up there.
Yeah, very true, very true. And I don't know. I mean, every area is different.
It is.
But the other part of it is too is I think a lot of people just kind of leave out the travel part. Yeah. They don't go anywhere else. No. Like, take for example, I go to Euro District usually. Yeah. I'm gonna try and make it again this year.
Right.
But we'll see, considering the new job. But like, that's, to me, that's one of the places where I go out of town and I barely know fucking anybody. I may know a handful of people, but
you only need 2 or 3 to hang out with and meet other groups. That's how you make the connections.
I met a deaf dude over texting, because that's the only way you could talk to him, because you don't know sign language, and you can't sign with him. But he'll hand you his phone. And you
technology is great.
Yeah, technology is fucking great. I met a guy on Facebook from fucking Germany. The only reason why he knows English, Facebook.
Yeah. Well, like, I just bought these Borbet Type A or Model A wheels for the coupe. You saw it down there.
You know that's my dream wheel, right?
Yes, you mentioned that before.
Yeah. You know how hard it is to find those in 4x100?
You know how hard it is to find them, period.
I have a friend
non-bullshit
who just bought a size. But in 4x100, almost impossible.
Well, I found these it's a small world, especially in the automotive business or automotive community, if you will.
Yeah.
I found them on, where did I find them? Was it on, I guess it was on eBay. And they were exactly what I wanted. They were, I was looking at BBS RSs, things like that, so you can get an idea of the budget I was thinking about. So
$1,500.
For the multi-piece ones and custom.
I mean, but if you're gonna do other things to them, then that's another. That's more money.
So these presented themselves, and I was like, huh. So I did a little Photoshop and put them on the car virtually. It's like, period, correct. Yes, those right there. That is exactly the look I'm looking for. And the guy that I got them from, he runs a business in Austria. Refabbing, remanufacturing rare wheels and other automotive parts. That's all he does.
Yeah.
And I got a Facebook request from him.
Oh.
And we had 3 people in common. That's how small this world is.
Oh, no. I bought a set of monster mats for the Mark III.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this guy's Facebook. He's in fucking, he was either in Minnesota or Vermont. 20 Facebook friends that are mutual. How? Oh, shit. What the fuck?
I know. It's like, who the hell are you that I don't know already who you are?
Yeah. And you know what? Unfortunately, and just give a little insight on this. When H2O was a thing, when H2O was a Volkswagen show, a Volkswagen weekend.
Before it turned into a shit show.
Yeah, when it was about the Volkswagen community, dude, I met so many people.
Yeah.
The Canadian dude I had dinner with the other day is because of fucking H2O.
Absolutely.
The reason why I go to fucking Euro District every year is because of fucking H2O.
It's not about the cars, it's about the people.
Yeah.
And as soon as you make it more about the cars and the look and being Instagram famous and not about the
tickets.
And not about the relationships that you build with these cars, then what the hell's the point?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a dual thing.
Well,
you get the satisfaction of having a nice car, having exactly what you want, and having something that people appreciate.
I like nice things, and I'm not going to apologize for that. I've been blessed, like for a better word, I'm not religious, but I've had some successes, some failures. I'm hopefully on a upward curve right now, but I like nice things.
Yeah.
And it's not because I want to impress anybody. It's because I appreciate craftsmanship. I appreciate quality, and that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't believe in buying a Timex every year. I want to buy an Omega Moon watch, and that thing's going to last the rest of my life.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I don't want to drive a Kia Forte. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfectly adequate car. It does what it's supposed to do as well as anything else. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
If you want one of those, I can sell you one of those too. We got a Kia dealership. There's nothing wrong with them. Kia makes a good car. Nothing wrong with it. But I'd rather spend the same money and drive a 30-year-old mint condition Benz.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it looks like I'm, he's driving in that Hood Classic that halfway. No. We ain't playing that game.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna drive the best one that I can, because that's what I want to drive. I want quality.
Yeah. And even the old, even people who aren't in the cars can appreciate, oh man, that car right there,
you gotta
I don't even know what it is.
For him getting kind of soft. He had to pick up my pussy and put her down.
Oh. Yeah, she was about to hit the laptop. I'm like, no, press no buttons.
Well, my cat is making herself known. She thinks it's playtime.
It's all good. But even people who aren't in the cars can look at a car and appreciate, like, yo.
Absolutely.
I don't know what year that is. I don't know anything about it. But dude, that shit's clean as fuck.
Exactly.
I remember seeing that shit 20 years ago on a video with Biggie Small.
Exactly.
But that shit is clean as fuck.
Okay, I'm gonna get, and I'll feed right into that, because you know why I wanted that SL500?
Why?
I'll tell you exactly why. Well, there's 2 reasons. One of my rich neighbors growing up that had a hell of a lot more money than we did, got one when they first came out. That was the first car with a fully automatic convertible top. One push button, don't have to unlatch anything, just hit the button.
Yeah.
It was like robots. It was like science fiction. And then the roll bar popped up on. When I was 12 years old, I thought that was the coolest shit I had ever seen in my whole damn life.
Yeah.
And it stuck with me. And then, a few years later, the car came out in 1989, 1990, but made it all the way through the 90s into the 2000s. Guess who's popular when I was in high school, and guess whose favorite car it was, and was in almost all of his videos that feature a car?
Biggie.
Tupac.
Wait, no. Biggie talk about a lot of shit.
Pac's favorite car was an R129 Mercedes SL.
All right.
You can see there's pictures all over everywhere of him in that black SL.
Yeah.
And I just always thought it was one of the coolest cars ever, and I always wanted one. Well, now I got it. Yeah, I got a nice one.
Yeah.
Everybody that sees it, even Mercedes enthusiasts, people that work on it, they're like, damn, this is the cleanest one I've seen in years.
Yeah.
It's quality. I mean, yeah, I could drive around in a busted one and the top don't work and leaking shit everywhere. I mean, there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
But I want the best one I can get.
No, because you want your shit to work when you want it to.
Yeah, and it does. I took it to the Tail of the Dragon a couple months ago, and I beat the shit out of that car. And you know what went wrong?
Nothing.
you know what? It exceeded my expectations by a lot.
Yeah.
I went out there thinking, I'm not going to beat on it. I'm just going to cruise around.
Fucking yeah,
No.
bullshit.
So I got a better feeling for what the car's grip and balance and everything was, and I was like, all right. After 2 or 3 runs, I was like, shit, let her eat.
Yeah.
You couldn't find the limits of that car. Yeah, it's an automatic. It's a cruiser, but
they're meant for handling.
But
though.
Fat Girl can dance because she weighs 4,000 pounds.
Dude, and the weight has nothing.
That just holds it down to the road.
But if a car is engineered,
yes,
to do a thing, it's gonna fucking do it whether it weighs 2,000 or 4,000 pounds. It may not do it as well as others.
I had an R32 GTR in my group. I had a Z06 Corvette in my group, and granted, driver skill plays a big factor on a technical road like that.
Yeah.
And I've been out there many times. I know the road well for someone that doesn't live out there.
Mm-hmm.
I do have racing experience. I've been to racing school. I used to teach drivers that. I used to teach car control. So I've got a little bit better idea about it than most. But I'm out there with GTRs and Corvettes, and I'm pushing their shit in.
Yeah.
With my automatic old ass Mercedes. That car it's not great at anything, but it's good at everything.
And you know what I like? I like 100%. It's like you don't even have the greatest car, but you have a car.
I'm not ever going to say.
No. Like I'm not going to say. I'm just in general. Like if you don't even have the greatest car, you have a 1990 whatever. But there's something to appreciate about that car when everything fucking works.
Yeah.
When everything works, especially when it has those finicky electronics of little this, little that. But like in the day, that was the shit to have because of that little thing.
Oh yeah, any car.
And when it works, you're like, yo,
dude,
watch this.
Like a turbocharged front-wheel drive Mopar from the 80s or 90s with a digital dash, and like the digital dash works and it runs good, and it's like, I didn't know that was possible.
So, and with Volkswagen, they have the DigiFizz.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's people who still seek those out to put them in their cars. You know how much of a pain in the ass that is to get one of those to work?
No, remind me. I've heard the term. What is that again?
DigiFizz?
Yeah.
So it's your digital dash of the 80s.
Oh, okay.
So they came in.
Is that just what they called it? And
yeah.
Okay.
I guess I don't know if they just adopted the name for it, but was it a 88 to 90 or 87 to 91 Maximus?
Okay. Yeah.
They had the same thing.
Okay.
The early model 300ZXs had the same thing.
Find one that works.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's companies out there that can put in new capacitors and diodes and whatever else, and get one to work. But you've got going to any kind of obscure car. We'll call it the rad era of the 80s and 90s. Like a good friend of mine, he's putting on a show in Tampa in January that Corey Henderson and I am going to, called Motor Vice Coast. It's a pop culture festival and car show celebrating the excess of the 80s and 90s. Basically don't show up unless you're wearing neon.
You need to get you a big gold chain.
Oh, I got it, baby. And I got the bright red Adidas tracksuit. We're doing Total Run DMC. I got the shell toes. Well, you just saw me when you got here tonight. I was bidding on a Ghetto Blaster.
Yeah.
What do you think that's for?
Oh, it makes sense now.
I got the brick phone. I got the 92 Benz coupe. We doing it right.
You know what you need to find now? Car phone.
Well, I got the brick phone.
No. But you gotta have the car phone. I'm not saying it has to work, but a car phone in the older Mercedes was a thing.
Yeah, because I do have the car mount in there for my smartphone, but it's not really the same. It's not period correct.
Yes, so you gotta get the car phone. I remember when you could find that. I remember when you could find them at the thrift store all the time.
Yeah, might find one in a junkyard or something. I don't know. I'll look into.
Couldn't tell you even the last time I even saw one. To be honest.
Yeah, maybe I'll put on one of those trash and treasure groups on Facebook and say wanted.
Maybe if there's
somebody has one laying around their garage somewhere.
Hold on. So did you get the Bluetooth brick phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they make a car phone like that.
Maybe. I mean, this one's just from China. It cost me $40, but it works.
Yeah, I mean, you can find them on Amazon all day.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, you get the flux capacitor, fucking USB charger if you want that too. But
can
we get a car phone?
Getting back to obscure cars of that time period and the sketchy electronics and trying to get them work. Tim Neely, good friend of mine. He's doing Motor Vice. He's also hosts Tim's Enthusiast Garage YouTube channel. Check him out. Super awesome guy, salt of the earth, just genuine, amazing person. A lot of inspiration from him for a lot of things that I'm doing in my life right now. And again, I met him through Facebook, through mutual friends. He lives in Ohio, and the first time I met him was in Phoenix.
Yeah.
We just, hey, I'm going to be in Phoenix at the same time. Cool, let's have a drink. And he's one of my favorite people. So he's doing this Motor Vice show, but he is all about rad cars. He's got a 190E Cosworth. He's got a mint condition Sirocco 16 valve, which is an area of discontent because he cannot get it to run right. But the car is beautiful.
Well, no. So he needs to meet Big Will style. You know Big Will, Virginia Beach, friends of Brian Clare,
I'm sure I do.
Volkswagen. He's got a mint Callaway Sirocco.
Well, he cannot get this find anybody to get this thing to run. The car is like brand new, and he cannot get it. It's been his dream to get.
Well, I've already got two people in mind that he needs to talk to.
Okay, Tim, you need to get with Mr. Chris over here because he might have something for you.
Either Big, I think it's Big Will Style is his name on Instagram.
Okay.
Or 16 Valves on Instagram.
Okay, well, it's something with the electronics of the car and the ignition system. I don't know. Look, I'm not a VW guy.
Those two guys, between them two. They are one of the go-to people if I have questions.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you seen the black Lotus Esprit V8 twin turbo with the gold concave 1552s on it?
No, I have not.
Instagram?
No, but I would like to see it.
That's his car. That's Tim's car.
Oh. Baller.
Well, he used to the P3 gauges, the gauge company that makes the wideband gauges that fit like in your AC vent, and he started that company.
Oh,
he's since sold it off, but that was his baby.
Okay.
He loves. I don't know how many cars he has, but we have some similar cars. He and I have some overlap and interest and ownership. Between the vintage Mini Cooper, the SL. His Lotus is badass. It's definitely beyond Instagram famous at this point. One of the cars I'm thinking about buying next is one he's very enthusiastic about. That's the Maserati Grand Sport. He's got a V12 Jag that he loves.
So you want his garage and everything in it? Just about.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
There's nothing wrong
Probably
with
everything in his collection except for his wife's Prius.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah.
Just throw that in the fire.
Yeah.
In a fiery fire.
And you know what? And he's got kids, and he's raising them so right. His son just got a CL 500 AMG Sport Package, the big body Mercedes coupe.
Yeah.
Great car.
What year?
I want to say it's like an 02 or 03.
Okay. So is it like the shark nose front end, where everything's a little more sleek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like the cam brake rear end, and it looks like a removable hardtop where the C pillar comes into the quarter panel. It doesn't have a B pillar, kind of like my coupe. It's the S-Class coupe is what it is.
Yeah.
His teenage son, that's what he chose.
Huh.
Doing it right.
Quality over quantity.
Doing it right. And I'm so looking forward to Motor Vice.
Yeah. It sounds like a fun... dude, it probably would remind you of every fucking 80s and 90s TV show that you ever fucking watched.
Absolutely. That's the whole point.
Right. Even from fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where they never showed one car except
Miami
for
Vice.
Uncle Bill's fucking Volvo.
Yeah. I mean, Miami Vice.
And that was exactly one thing that came in the
Knight Rider.
Yeah.
I mean, Dukes of Hazzard. I mean,
Smokey and the Bandit.
Airwolf, Smokey and the Bandit. I mean, and even cartoons like, Mask. Because they used real model cars in that cartoon. I forget what the character's name was, but I know like the leader had the Camaro IROC that's changed into an airplane.
Did it do Burnouts in the Dirt?
I don't know. It's a cartoon.
Every time I've seen a fucking IROC in any movie or any TV show, they always did Burnouts in the Dirt. And that's why I always tell Steven Sherrill with Mr. 813 horsepower fucking IROC, you do good dirt burnouts.
What do we call those? Dirt outs?
Is that what you call them?
I don't know.
He did them in Joe Dirt.
But I mean, I can't wait to dress the part. I'm trying to get all the props together, trying to get the period correctness of the car.
Get your mirror
together.
Your mirror fucking tint aviators.
I got those already though, because I just
you bougie like that.
Well, the ones I have actually won't work because they're carbon fiber.
Huh?
The earpieces are carbon fiber.
You fancy?
Well, I'll probably just get a pair of like old school like Wayfarers, because that's what Crockett wore.
Yeah.
And Miami Vice. And
you know what? I'm going to bring back. And this brings up another point that I was actually asking on my Facebook page. If anybody who's listening hasn't followed my Facebook page, please do. Least likely to succeed.
Absolutely.
Anyway, do successful people impulse buy things that they wanted as a kid?
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it?
I mean,
it's to be able to have the stuff that you wanted when you were a kid that you couldn't.
That's why I'm bringing back Doc Martens, dog.
Dude, there ain't nothing wrong with that at all,
dude.
This watch I'm wearing right now, this Omega Moon watch. I mean, it's not the same watch, and they've made some changes over the years, but this is the watch that they wore the Apollo missions.
If you believe they went there,
we're not going there.
I'm just saying, man.
But this was the watch that I always wanted. It's not the most expensive watch in the world. It's definitely not cheap.
Yeah.
But I always wanted one. And, I got to the point, this year I turned 40. And doing all right. Definitely not likely to fail at this point, I hope, anyway.
I think you're doing good.
And I figured nobody's going to buy it. I ain't got a significant other right now. Yes, ladies. Not ladies. Don't want you ladies. Love you, ladies, but not what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm single.
Other ladies.
Hi. Single.
But,
hit me up. But, at 30, going into my 40th birthday, I was like, I'm making a little bit of money. I'm doing okay. Nobody's going to buy this for me but me.
True.
And it will last forever.
Yeah. So,
hey, Curl, give me a moon watch. Boom. He brought it to the dealership. Done.
Ballin'.
Done. I said, that's low end for him, but it's... And I'm not going to say I'm never going to buy another watch, because that's a lie.
Yeah.
Because I like watches. I have like 50 of them. Some of them are cheap. Some of them are expensive. Some of them are... Basically, if it's cool and it's interesting, it's something different, and I like it, probably going to buy it.
Just like your cars.
And that's funny you say that, because I like to think that I put a lot of effort and thought and research into making auto buying decisions. Fact of the matter is,
You didn't.
Nope.
But you bought what you wanted.
And not always what I set out to buy to begin with. Like the 300 coupe. You know when I bought that? I was at my boss's house for a New Year's Eve party last year.
Yeah.
Drunk.
That's when you impulse buy a lot of shit.
Drunk eBaying on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Bought it. And you know what? I was looking for an affordable. That car was not expensive.
Yeah.
Depending on your definition, but I mean it wasn't expensive. It was not a lot of money. I mean you're talking about 5-year-old used base model Civic money.
Yeah.
Just because I really wanted a diesel. I wanted like a 79 to 85 300 turbo diesel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are getting expensive for the good ones.
Because everybody wants a fucking diesel for some reason.
Well, and you got to buy the best one you can afford. Yeah. And the best ones are getting pretty expensive in the grand scheme of things. So I came across this one. I'm like, I really like the look of it. It's rare. They didn't make very many two-doors. It's got the 24-valve high-output engine in it.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? And the car actually ended up being way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. All right, hold on. We're gonna end this soon, but
all right.
I want you to think about what I told you to think about earlier, and we'll come back and talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Beer makes me fucking feel like a motherfucker. All right, so told you to think about this earlier, and you made a little mention earlier. Back in like 2008 when the market crashed,
mm-hmm.
but. The question of the day is, when did you feel like you were least likely to succeed, and what did you do to change it?
Well, it's funny, going back to my college days, I mentioned earlier I don't have a degree. It wasn't because I didn't go. Just dropped out. Couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, wouldn't commit to anything. Was just... took me a while to find myself, and I think selling cars was just that stopgap where it was something to do.
Yeah.
Never thought I was going to be wildly successful at that. Kind of just floated around. And then got into Geico and actually really liked that for the most part. Obviously, everything's got its pluses and minuses. But took to that like a fish to water. Was excelled at that, moved up very quickly, got up into the corporate hierarchy, doing quality control, internal fraud investigation, internal auditing, things
mm-hmm.
like that, and that's where I was when I left. And I took a huge, I won't even say calculated risk to leave that because there was a pension, there was a good 401k, there were bonuses, amazing benefits. So it took a lot for me to leave that just from a security and reliability standpoint. And when this guy called me, he was like, yeah, I want you to be my used car manager. He made it sound just like that. It's just like, yeah, I want you to come be my used car manager. Excuse me?
Yeah.
So that was a scary proposition for me because I'd been out of the car business for a decade or more. And I definitely never worked in it in that capacity. I'd done parts, I'd done service writing, I'd done a lot of different things, but never sales management, buying cars, managing people, closing deals. I was like, I trusted him in the fact that he knew me well, or knows me well enough that he wouldn't have extended the offer to me if he didn't think I was capable of doing the job.
Right.
And ultimately, I'm capable of doing the job.
Yeah.
When I got there, the person that I was replacing was still there. Awkward.
Yeah.
And he's an asshole.
Yeah, probably make things more awkward for you just by being himself.
So they let him stay on as a salesperson until he could find something else, basically the way it worked out. Instead of just showing him the door.
Yeah.
And he was obviously no help, but he always had something to say about everything.
Of course. Just because he's salty.
Well, yeah. And my boss at the time, I said, my friend is my boss's boss. My direct superior was no help either. And I said, I'm not naming names, don't want to talk about specific situations, but don't know what the actual thing was with that aside from we just didn't click.
Yeah.
At all. Not even a little bit. Didn't get along, didn't see eye to eye, everything I did was wrong. He resented the fact that I didn't have any experience and needed help.
Yeah.
And wouldn't give it to me. Was resigned to the fact that he was probably perfectly okay with letting me fail sooner than later just so he could get rid of me and get somebody else in there that knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And that was the time when I legitimately said, fuck me, I have made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I'm working all these hours, which is what I hated about this business to begin with. It's cutthroat. I'm not getting any help or support from the people I need it from. I'm basically thrown into the deep end, sink or swim, and try not to drown.
Yeah.
And it was just fortunate for me that the people that did really matter in the organization, my friend included, I don't know, I wasn't part of the discussion or the decision making, but he saw that we were not going to get where we needed to go with the arrangement that we had.
Right.
And he had made the decision that either myself, or my boss were not going to have a job.
Right.
And it came down to that point where he had to decide whether it was going to be me or the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately for me, I think they saw that I had the talent and the abilities, and I just needed the coaching and the instruction and the help to get to where I am now. I definitely feel good about it now.
Yeah, no, you should. And then the fact that,
but there were several months up until a few months ago that I was like, you know what, fuck this. Here's my keys. I'm taking an Uber home. Deuces.
Yeah.
I was ready. I was like, you know what, I've made a mistake. I got money in the bank. I'm just gonna quit, and I'll find something else. I'll go work for a body shop, writing estimates. Body shop. What? Fuck it. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Fuck this. Fuck this asshole. Long story short, perseverance and people seeing my capabilities for what they were and what they could be, I think it persevered. And I can definitely see myself moving forward in this career path and making something out of it. 3-4 months ago, I was ready to quit.
Yeah.
I was done. I was like, this was a mistake. I fucked up my life.
I mean, but you weren't even clear where your path was because you almost didn't even know your place yet.
I didn't.
So with that insecurity,
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a lot of doubt.
I didn't know. I knew how to appraise a car.
Yeah.
I knew how to call bullshit on the shop when they were trying to tell me a car needed something when it didn't. When I was trying to get my used cars through the shop for a reasonable amount of money, if your muffler bearing in your flare stand joint is bad and it's going to fail and you bullshit. I got an ASC certification. Shut the fuck up. I didn't just fall off the Trump truck. that car don't need none of that shit.
Right.
They found out real quick that I knew what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah.
That I'd wrenched on cars before, and I knew what the parts were and what to do, and
what labor really costs.
Yeah. So that aspect of it wasn't really a problem, and praising cars wasn't really a problem. Talking to customers, not really a problem. Took me a while to get used to it again.
Yeah, get me a little bit nicer, a little less stern, a little more.
Well, I can turn that on and off. I can go from your best friend to an asshole just like that. I mean, that's just part of the job.
And it's part of when you need to, because you're dealing with people, and of course you ultimately want them to be on your side. So it's like, okay, well, you're not on my side. Well, let's figure out how we need to get you there.
Well, I mean, I feel good about it now because my new boss that replaced the one that went bye-bye made a comment to me the other day, because I didn't know him from Adam and Eve. It's there.
Yeah.
But real quickly learned his background and his success rate and why he was there, and was like, oh, this guy's a badass. So I shared it with him. I was like, you know what my background is, right? He's like, insurance. I was like, yeah. And that I basically got hired off the street to do this job with no experience whatsoever.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that just came from a dealership selling 400 cars a month, took a pay cut to come to us.
Yeah.
As a favor of my friend who'd worked with him before. And he said to me, he's like, somebody don't know what the hell they're doing. You look like you're doing a pretty good job to me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
All right. Well,
cool.
How do I get better?
He's like, we got to get through the end of this year because we're chasing a record. We've only missed our monthly sales record twice this year.
Yeah.
And I think we're 30 new cars away from our all-time yearly record. So we should have our all-time yearly record in the bag by the middle of the month. So he doesn't want to shake anything up and disrupt anything right now. But I know first of the year we're going to sit down and the management's going to come up with some new policies and procedures for going forward that's going to help us get to the next level.
That's great.
I'm really excited about
That's good.
that. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about it for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Right now, going forward, I no longer feel like I made a mistake. I feel good about where I am and what I'm doing, and I'm looking forward to being better at it.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like to someone on Facebook the other day, the statement they made was somewhere along the lines of being your best person. It's like, you should always be your fucking best person.
But you know what? Human nature, I mean, everybody's personality is different. And that's real easy to say, that you should always be your best person.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those people that I've got to convince myself to put myself in that place. Mm. I don't do it naturally. It's not that easy. Some people it is. And for those people, more power to you. I wish I was that way.
Yeah, I'm no different than...
I don't consider myself a pessimist, but I definitely consider myself realistic.
Yeah.
I hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
And for me to be my best self, most people have never seen it because it takes a lot, but I've got a bad temper. Hulk smash temper. It just takes a lot for it to get there. So I've got to put myself in my best place because it doesn't happen naturally.
Yeah.
I got no patience for bullshit. I got no patience for ignorance. I got no patience for mistakes where and people doing things the wrong way, and I've told them 5 times how to do it the way they're supposed to do, and I got no patience for that, and it pisses me off. So I've got to work. I
work on your
actively have to work through those situations for it not to display itself negatively.
Yeah.
That's just my personality.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. For me myself, when he made this comment, it was more of like, I don't know. Like, I think you should always be your best person. I mean, sometimes you show your ass.
And I agree that you should always be your best person. But what I'm saying is, for some people, I being one of them, it's a hell of a lot easier said than done. It doesn't come naturally.
But even if you're showing your best person, even if you're just kind of like meh, whatever, but you're not showing your ass, I think you're doing good.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think there's a lot of people. There are a lot of people who show their ass a lot.
I can definitely be an asshole. And a lot. No, I can.
But I'm not saying you're not showing your ass.
No, because generally when I'm an asshole, you've given me a damn reason to be one.
Right.
And I can't help if it's because you're stupid, or you said something stupid, or you did something stupid, or you didn't know any better. I mean, I got to think through these things, but
You know what part of that is?
What?
People just aren't willing to say that I don't know.
You're right.
Because honestly, I'll
don't bullshit me.
No.
If you don't know, say you don't know. I'm a firm believer.
At work like a motherfucker.
Exactly. I'm a firm believer, and if you don't know, ask.
Right. Use your resources. Use your resources. And if you get past that, where you're like, okay, I know this much, but there's still this question, go fucking ask somebody before you do some dumbass shit, and you look like a fucking retard, you get yourself written up, and or fired from work.
There is no such thing as a bad question until the third time you've asked the same one.
Very true. Or you've already been taught that, and you said you understood it.
Yeah. If you ask me once, fine. I appreciate you not knowing and being honest.
I'll ask you twice.
If you ask me twice, I'm going to remind you. If you ask me a third time, you get in the eye.
I'll ask you the second time because I'll tell you that, hey, look, I might remember this, but so I don't fuck it up. What you're saying to me now, I'm going to ask you again.
Well, see, I give people the eye. I'm one of those freaky people like The Rock that, the people's eyebrow.
Yeah.
Most people can't do that. I can do that. And they get the eyebrow.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't see it over a podcast, but yeah. I can do the whole forehead wiggle and eyebrow independent movement and wiggle my ears.
I can do the ear thing.
Yeah, I can do all that. Anyway. So yeah, you get the ears flared out and the people's eyebrow when you ask me the third and fourth time, and I look at you like you're stupid.
Yeah, because that means you're asking too many times, and now you're being annoying.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, Hercules.
Well, I think we've got it all. Most of it. I mean, there were some other things that I was going to ask, but we're at 2 hours now. So it's
you can ask me afterwards, and maybe we can do part 2 once you get through your first round of peeps.
Oh, the battery's running low.
Uh-oh. There was that. I guess that's the signal.
That's the signal. All right, guys, we're out of here. Battery's running low, and my computer told me so. So follow Jay on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep. Never Enough VA on Instagram, and of course my name on Facebook. Facebook's pretty private, but if I know you, I'll definitely let you in. And Instagram is public. Cars and Coffee VB on Instagram and Facebook. Look it up. It's $5 a car. First weekend of the month. Usually check Facebook for details.
Yeah. And
if you need a new or used car, especially a Honda, certified Honda, lightly owned, pre-owned vehicle, look me up. I got you.
He does got you. And we'll put on social media on the posts I make. So it was a pleasure. Frank
J. Brown the Fourth.
Frank J. Brown the Fourth.
Well,
all common names.
They are, but just call me Jay.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure.
And that rumbling noise is my cat rubbing against the microphone right now.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Yes, Wiggle Fluff.
All right, we're out.
Out. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to yet another episode of the podcast, Least Likely to Succeed. If you want to reach out to me via email, my email is leastlikelytossucceedpodcast@gmail.com. My Twitter handle is OneChrisChuck. Facebook is Chris Chuck. And my Instagram is BlackAssChris. If you're using iTunes or Google Play, please subscribe and give me a review and a rating. I would greatly appreciate it. And hopefully you guys stay tuned to the next episode. And yet again, I thank you for listening.